Hey, everybody. How's it going? Thanks so much for stopping by, whether you're watching now, later, whenever, and hopefully not never. I am going to be doing an astrology prediction for the Seattle Seahawks hosting the Minnesota Vikings today. And then I will also be doing my own live commentary as the game rolls along. So, yeah, hopefully everybody's having a nice one. For those of you that celebrate, hope you all had a great Thanksgiving. And yeah, hopefully you're having a Sunday fun day, or again, whenever you're watching this, hope you're doing fabulous. And yeah, I have quite a bit of notes today for the game. Kind of the big thing is that for the Minnesota Vikings, Max Brosmer will be starting today for the injured JJ McCarthy, who is supposedly allegedly on concussion protocol. So, and then Seattle, they have none other than Sam Darnold. That's our Darnie, former Minnesota Vikings quarterback, who's been playing really, really well out in Seattle. So those two teams going at it. The game is slated for a 3:05 Central Time kickoff. So, yeah, a little bit later today. And man, now I can't even remember the record for each team. Let me take a little peek here. So, Seattle, they're 8-3, and the Vikings find themselves a 4-7. So, we shall see. We shall see. I'm kind of looking at the scores of the other games going on, like the Texans and the Colts. The Texans are at the Colts right now. And then let's see, we have, I don't know, some other stuff going on. And I think the Timberwolves play tonight too. So might check on that chart later if I have time. Yeah, that's going to be tonight. The San Antonio Spurs are in Minneapolis. So thanks again, everybody, for hanging out whenever you happen to be checking this out. Hey, Angel, how you doing? We all have our wings. Cheers. Cheers. Good to see you. And yeah, it'll be kind of crazy because this game, about like an hour into this game, it's pretty much going to be dark here. So a little bit different. And I have quite a few notes, like I was saying, for this game. And the most interesting thing that I found astrology wise, like for this game today, is that it is pretty much just like written in the stars that Max Brosmer is starting today. I don't know his exact time of birth, but I know his birthday, so I was able to look up the planets where they were when he was born. And he is actually having his Mars return today. That is when Mars returns to the point in the zodiac where it was the same when you were born. Mars is also associated with athletics and sports and energy and ambition and drive. So it's just kind of crazy. It's all written. It's all written in the stars already. So Max Brosmer, he was born when the sun was in Aries. So who he is at his core is in Aries. Also, funny enough, today, the moon, which rules the public, kind of like being in the public eye. In world astrology, the moon rules the people. The moon is also in Aries today. So it's kind of like the spotlight has been on Max Brosmer. And again, it's kind of the astrology be astrologying. So anyway, Angel, thank you. Appreciate it. Yeah, two of my friends gave me the sweatshirt a couple years ago for my birthday. So yeah, rocking the Wu-Tang shirt for today, the sweatshirt. And I had sleeves pulled down or up, but I'm gonna have to pull them down because I'm a little chilly. But yeah, appreciate that. So I just find it so. I'm actually going to share what I found for Max Brosmer here. Let's see. And two, okay, I have a specific sound bite for. I have two of them for Max Brosmer. So I pulled up some kind of gladiator kind of crowd battle music. Let me know if you guys can hear that. I did have to fix my sound before I came on. So if you want to let me know, whoever's in the chat, if you can hear that, that would be great. Because again, I like the little poop emoji there. What's that about? I like it. We'll take it. And then this one, you guys, I'm really hoping that we can use this one today. Probably my favorite movie of all time. So this is for Brosmer, a specific sound clip for him. Again, let me know if you guys can hear this. It's not gonna go well, obviously, if you can't hear it, but I'm gonna turn it up. So anytime Max does something good, we got it ready, okay?
My name is Maximus Decimus Meridius, commander of the armies of the North.
Isn't that so funny, too? If you don't know, that's a clip from the movie Gladiator. And Maximus in Gladiator, he's the commander of the armies of the North, okay? And what is Max Brosmer doing? He's leading the Vikings who are in the NFC North. All right. Come on, you guys. Seriously. The friggin' bro show today. What do you mean, between Darnold and Brosmer? Is that what you mean? I don't know. But seriously, people, if you can hear that sound, let me know, because I don't want to have to turn it out on my end. But I absolutely love that clip from Gladiator. It's like one of the best. Hopefully you guys can hear that right now. The drama.
My name is Maximus Decimus Meridius,
The drama.
commander of the armies of the North.
Yes, you are the commander of the armies of the North. Okay, so hopefully you guys can hear that. But anyway, so I got that pulled up. So, hi, David. You saw Wu-Tang Clan perform in a hip-hop showcase? Right on. How was it? I bet it was amazing. That's cool. That sounds amazing. All right, so let's see. Oh, I was going to pull up what I found for Max Brosmer, his astrology here. I have so many charts pulled up here, so I'm going to try to get the right one. Oh my God. I also, nice. Thanks, Angel. I appreciate that. Thanks for helping me out, you guys. This is Sam Darnold's chart, actually. Let me stop. Again, I have so many astrology charts ready to go. I got to make sure I find the right one here. Because I really wanted to look up what I could find for Max Brosmer for his astrology. Let's see. It might be this one. But it's so crazy, like, how it all lines up like that. Let's see. Here it is. Okay, so I went to Wikipedia to get Max Brosmer's birthday. And I believe he was born in Davenport, Iowa. So very good. Thanks, Angel. Again, appreciate that. On the sound check, 1 2 1 2. Hey Nash, how you doing? Good to see ya. Hope all is well. So yeah, the crazy part about all of this today, again, it's just like written already in the sky that Max Brosmer was going to get the start today. So the inner planets on the inside here are where the planets were when Max Brosmer was born. And if you can see up here, Mars, which does rule, it rules men. Also, it does really, really well in sports. And again, our ambition, our energy, and our drive. Right now, today, Max Brosmer is having his Mars return. Mars is at the exact same spot it was when Max Brosmer was born. Also, Max Brosmer has a sun in Aries and a Venus in Aries. Aries is ruled by Mars. And if you look at the moon where she is today, she's in Aries as well. And the moon is supporting. And it's like all of this public, all the eyes are on Max right now. Not just in Minnesota, but on a national level. So it's like, it was already written, okay? I do expect Max Brosmer to have a good game. It would shock me if he does not play well. I would be blown away. I would be blown away. And also, Mercury, which had been retrograde, our communication planet, Mercury is no longer retrograde. Mercury's back to moving forward how it normally does. So for the Geminis, for the Virgos, for people with a lot of planets in those two signs, things should be going a little bit smoother. Again, and just communication overall in general should be on the upswing because Mercury is no longer retrograde. Mercury's moving forward like it normally does. and some Mercurials on the Minnesota Vikings. That's Kevin O'Connell. He's a Gemini. Justin Jefferson is also a Gemini. And Sam Darnold, that's our Darnie, okay? He is also a Gemini too. So we'll see how that plays out today. I just looked at the stream clock too. I've been streaming for 11:11. So there we go. We're in synchronicity, people. Yeah, thanks. I'm doing pretty good. Yeah, doing pretty good. Had a little bit of extra time today to kind of get ready. And yeah, I'm doing good. Thanks for asking. Texas, spoiler alert. Ah! Oh my God, you're so mean. You are so mean. I hope everybody has seen that movie. I should put you in timeout for saying that. That is so mean. So mean. And I know that you are an Aries. The moon is in Aries today. So how dare you? What the fuck? Why would you do that? That is so rude. That is so rude. I had the movie Braveheart ruined for me. So that just like brings me back to that. But yeah, that is so freaking rude. Texas, how dare you? Rude. Rude. But seriously, Gladiator is probably my favorite movie of all time. Soda, how you doing? Love the shirt. Very good. Thank you. Cheers. Yeah, a couple of my friends, they got this for me for my birthday a few years ago. So shout out to Seth and Tony for getting me the sweatshirt. So yeah, thank you. Thank you. Clean Music Lover, how you doing, man? Good to see you. So many upsets this week. Okay, which is crazy. I did do a couple of charts this week that I didn't post, but I just wanted to do them to practice. So I did the Wolves at OKC. I had OKC winning. OKC has lost like one game, so that's not really a huge surprise. But OKC did end up winning. And then I did the Wolves. They hosted the Celtics. That was last night. I had the Wolves winning by 7. They ended up winning by 4. They almost freaking blew it. And I did do the Wolves chart from last Monday as well. I had a lot of notes for that one. I had the Wolves winning and they lost. So let's see. I had so much stuff in here. Yeah, it was the Wolves in Sacramento. I had the Wolves winning that one and they blew it. They lost in overtime and they lost by 5 points to Sacramento. And then let's see, what else did I do? Last week, because I just wanted to keep practicing because I've gotten the last couple Vikings predictions wrong. I did Dallas and the Eagles actually last week. And I did have Dallas winning that one. I had Dallas winning by 7. They ended up winning by 3. And yeah, I think that's everything else. So on for today. All right. Hey, William, how you doing? Yeah, sorry about that Eagles loss, man, to the Cowboys. Ugh! Yikes. Talking about football, both college and pro. Ah, okay. I don't follow college. Most of you know that. But so you guys will have to keep me in the know, all right? So, again, it is just so wild, you guys, that Max Brosmer is having his Mars return today. And he is getting put in this starting position. Again, Mars is associated with sports. Max Brosmer is an Aries. So his ego, who he is at his core, is Aries. And Aries is ruled by the planet Mars. The moon, which is like kind of putting people on a public level, kind of all eyes on you. The moon is also in Aries and today. And the moon is very, very close to Max Brosmer's sun sign and his Venus sign. So I wrote in my notes like, wow. If astrology isn't like aligning here. And so I did put everything aligning for Max Brosmer today. And also one thing that I found out about Max Brosmer too, looking at his birthday, he has a Taurus moon. And the moon is exalted in Taurus, which means the moon feels really comfortable there. So Max Brosmer's got some good stuff here in his chart. I don't know his exact time that he was born, but anyway, and then for Sam Darnie, for That's Our Darnold, I honestly, I hope he sticks it today, just because I feel like Darnold was a Case Keenum 2.0 with the Minnesota Vikings, and I don't think that he got treated the the best, like, oh yeah, you're gonna lead us to great season. Yeah, he had a bad last 2 games. Okay, whatever. But you know what? You can't sit with this anymore, Sam. Goodbye. So obviously, I'm sure that's been on his mind, obviously too. So, and then one thing too, before I do pull up the chart for today, you guys, is I had a dream last night about this game. And in the dream, Max Brosmer ran in for a touchdown, and the Vikings ended up winning the game in my dream from last night. And the score, I can't remember exactly what it was. It was something like Vikings 27-19 or like 29-17. I can't remember the exact like score from my dream, but I do remember in the dream that the Vikings won and that Max Brosmer ran in for a touchdown. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. But I'm actually kind of watching another chart that I did look at very, very briefly for today was the Colts and Texans. I just wanted to pick a noon game or an earlier game and look at that. And I actually had the Colts winning, or it looked to me like the Colts were going to win. And right now they're down by 4 points versus the Texans. So we'll have to see how that plays out, or I might keep my eyes peeled on that. But thanks again, everybody, for hanging out. We got about 20-ish minutes before game time. So I am going to pull up the chart for today. And I mean, you guys, it's just so crazy to me, this Max Brosmer stuff, like the stuff that's happening in the sky paired with where the planets were when he was born. Mainly, he is having his Mars return, and the moon is in Aries next to his sun sign, next to his Venus sign. So it would just, and the moon today is supporting Mars. It's in good harmony with Mars. Again, Mars is associated with sports, athletics. So I mean, it would just be wild to me if he does not play well, or at least be able to hold his own in his very first NFL game as a starter. He has played in the NFL before. He's played this season a little bit, but this is his first start. So nothing new there. I think everybody kind of already knows about that. But yeah. Hey, T-Bass, how are you doing? Hey, good luck in what you got cooking today. Oh, you know, the usual, doing some astrology. I went over to Rap's chat really quick before I came on. I didn't say hi, but I liked the video. So if you do happen to go back over there, T-Best, tell him I say hi and I send my regards, because I know he's doing his pep rally right now. So I appreciate everybody stopping on in. And yeah, thanks for being here. So, all right, here's the chart for today. And two, let me know who you guys think is going to win today. I'm always interested to hear what you guys think. And again, when I do the astrology, you guys, I have to stay neutral. I do. That's why I really am trying to get in the habit of practicing and looking at teams and games that I don't care. Like I could give a rip, you know, who the winner is going to be. Because if you get your own personal bias in there, it just gets you in trouble. So, or, you know, as an astrologer, it gets you in trouble. So I did just kind of take a peek at the Colts and Texans. So it looks like 4:45 left to go in that one. And let's see. Again, I have, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I currently have 7 astrology charts pulled up. So I don't even think, okay, I was on the Timberwolves from yesterday. All right, so here we go. Seattle. All right, they're 2 hours behind Minnesota time or Central time. So I did set the chart for local time in Seattle. Kickoff slated for 1:05. So this is the chart. Like I said, the moon is in Aries at the start of this game. The moon right over here at 11 degrees of Aries. And again, when Max Brosmer was born, his sun sign and Venus, his sun and Venus are right in here. So the moon is touching personal planets of his and the sun. So again, it's just like no surprise that he's like starting today. It's just like what's going on in the sky is what's going on down here. Completely wild. And again, when Max Brosmer was born, he had Mars at 19 degrees of Sagittarius, and that's exactly where Mars is today. So crazy, 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 crazy. Let's see. T-Bass says computer models average score of Seahawks 32, Vikings 14. Ooh, all right. Well, all right. We'll see how close the computer gets. Yeah, so thank you for sharing that. And I think, if I heard correctly, I think like Seattle's like 11-point favorites or something. Excuse me, going into the game today. Feel like I almost hiccuped there, but all right. Very good. I guess not good for Vikings. Man, don't let me get the hiccups right now. I'm going to take a sip of tea. Cheers, everybody. This is, I got eucalyptus going. This is throat coat, but it's pretty tasty too. So cheers. Yeah, it's pretty good. All right. So again, you guys, the moon, she is at 11 degrees of Aries. Aries is ruled by Mars. The moon is in good communication with the planet Mars today. Again, Mars associated with athletics. Mars is the ruler of Aries. Max Brosmer is an Aries, and also Scorpio. And in regard to the fans and the people today, Aries can be a very boisterous energy. It can be very boisterous sign. It's a fire sign. It can kind of be first and do things solo and independent and kind of be a go-getter and a risk taker. And Texas earlier spoiling the movie Gladiator for everybody. You know, that's kind of like a woo, coming in there and then I'm out of there. So that's kind of like the energy. So I feel like the fans are probably going to be a little bit more feisty today. Obviously in Seattle, I assume there's probably going to be some Vikings fans that travel to that game today. Vikings fans tend to move, you know, or travel with the team pretty good. But I think these Seattle fans, they're going to be excited. Obviously, they know the history of Sam Darnold and the Minnesota Vikings, and Sam Darnold's been playing really well for Seattle. And, you know, just again, all the eyes and kind of a huge spotlight here on Max Brosmer too, who is also an Aries. Now, for Seattle, their ruling planet for today is going to be Mercury. Like I said earlier, Mercury is no longer retrograde. Mercury is our communication planet. It rules Gemini, Virgo. Funny enough, Sam Darnold, he's a Gemini. So Mercury is the ruler for Seattle, and the leader of the team is the quarterback, and, you know, at least on the field. And Sam Darnold is ruled by Mercury, and so is the team today. So for Seattle, they're going to be represented by Mercury at 20 degrees of Scorpio. Scorpio can be an intense sign. It can, that stinger will come out and get you. Scorpio can kind of go for vengeance a little bit too. They're going to be more quiet about it though. It's going to be more subtle about it. So that's the planet that rules Seattle today, how I'm reading the chart. Oh my God, T-Bass, it's your birthday today? Happy birthday to you. You're Sag. Very nice. Right on. You know, without looking at your whole entire birth chart, I don't know. I can give you a vague description of your sun sign. So your ego, who you are at your core, is Sagittarius. Actually, you know what? You share a birthday with my grandpa. He's no longer with us. His birthday was also today too. He was a huge Vikings fan. So happy birthday to you. But Sagittarius, is a fire sign. Sagittarius, the archer. They want to go where, you know, ruled by the half horse, half man. Usually up for adventure, usually up for travel, usually kind of wants to do like higher learning. Sagittarius a lot of time can't really be pinned down just because they want to go where they want to go. And, you know, sometimes, and with my grandpa, who is a Sag, as an example, can be very, very funny. But sometimes we'll say a joke and it's like, whoa, okay, there was no filter there. And then, you know, chuckle a little bit and then be like, sorry, did I offend you? I didn't mean to. But like my grandpa was like a perfect example of a Sagittarius. Like when he left in the morning, he was just off doing his own thing, you know, like before cell phones and stuff. We're like, well, He'll probably show back up at noon and show back up for dinner time. Other than that, he's out doing whatever. He's going where he wants to go. So Sagittarius is a very fun-loving sign, ruled by Jupiter, and Jupiter doesn't have any boundaries. And Jupiter is the greater benefic planet, so it can bring blessings and things like that. And Sagittarius is also kind of associated with, spirituality, higher learning, philosophy, travel, long distance travel, and things like that. So, some fucking dude. Okay, there you go. Is that a dog? I like your dog pic there. No, I wouldn't say that. I would actually associate like people that have Scorpio placements are probably good surgeons. I would actually say for Scorpio, because it's a lot more like precise energy, where Sagittarius can kind of be a lot more like, again, no boundaries with the Jupiter there, just can kind of be woo all over. But usually very fun loving, kind of got that fire spirit. But again, that's just your sun sign. Okay. You have all the other planets somewhere. So that's just kind of like a vague description of the sign Sagittarius to me. But, I don't know if you have a bunch of other planets in another sign, which might override that energy. So anyway, but to who you are, at your core, Sagittarius energy, which is, again, it can be very fun loving and very, again, adventurous. One thing about Sages, like Sages that I know, and just reading about them, it's just, they want to go where they want to go, and it's hard to pin them down. Not saying that they won't be like pinned down, so to speak, or whatever, but at the end of the day, they're going to go where their horse hooves take them. All right. They're going to go for that adventure and do what they want to do. All right. But yeah, happy birthday to you. And yeah, again, you share a birthday with my grandpa. So very good. Yeah, no filter. Yeah, no filters. You know what? And all the zodiac signs are different, and we all have all the zodiac signs within us somewhere, So happy birthday to you. I hope it's a good one. Some fucking dude. Very good. I'm not averse to saying that at all. All right. So 2:51, you guys. All right. Let me go back to my notes. Again, I had that dream today, or last night, about the Vikings winning and Max Brosmer running in for a touchdown. So we'll have to see if any of that comes to pass. So I think I got a text from Cousin Mark. I'll have to share that too. Yep. All right. Cousin Mark update, who is a huge Vikings fan. And he actually watches a lot of college sports and watched the Gophers. So he's very familiar with Max Brosmer too. And now back to the chart here. I'm going to start with Seattle again because they're hosting. I just find it very fitting that they're ruled by Mercury. Sam Darnold is a Gemini. Mercury rules Gemini. And again, Mercury is no longer retrograde, you guys. So the communication for all fronts, and especially I would say probably with Kevin O'Connell too, because he's a Gemini, probably going to have a little bit better communication than we've been seeing in the past few weeks here. And also Justin Jefferson, I would expect him maybe to get in the mix a little bit more because he's Gemini too. But just for everybody in general. Now, with Seattle being Mercury being in Scorpio again, Scorpio can go for revenge. Sam Darnold probably thinking about that a little bit, like Vikings. Aha, you said I wasn't good enough for you. But again, they can be more quiet about it. They're going to kind of lay back in the weeds a little bit and wait. And for Seattle, how they play their game today is represented by the planet of Saturn. Saturn is slow. It's slow moving. Okay. It can be kind of cold, and it takes a little bit of time for Saturn placements to kind of get things rolling. So I would expect for Seattle to kind of do what they do best, kind of be strict about it, be strict about their gameplay, go with what works for them. And it might take them a little bit of time to get rolling, but that's just how Saturn operates. Saturn is at 25 degrees of Pisces, Mercury, 20 degrees of Scorpio. Both of those signs are the same element. They're water. And this one of these blue lines here, Mercury, the Seahawks are in good communication with how they play their game today. Now, Pluto, the planet of destruction, the planet of upheaval, Pluto has also kind of snuck into Seattle's 5th house of how they play their game today. So we'll have to look out for that if there's any sort of like destruction or anything like that. And Pluto for Seattle, Pluto is the co-ruler of their money, of what they own, their material items. Now for Seattle, how they show out on a public level today is also represented by Mercury. So Mercury is again making good harmonious communication with Saturn. Saturn again is going for the slow approach, takes a little bit of time. Saturn also rules older people. So I would expect the older people on the team, the veterans, okay, to kind of do their job and help lead the way. And the moon, who is the co-ruler of the whole entire chart, she's not doing anything with Mercury. However, the moon is in Aries, and Aries is ruled by Mars. Mercury is in Scorpio, and Scorpio is also ruled by Mars. And the moon itself is in good communication with Mars. So there could be some extra support there. Obviously, since the moon co-rules the people here, they're in Seattle. Obviously, they're going to have the support of the fans, okay? Why don't you ever mention the planet Melmac? I'm not familiar. Unless you're talking about a malefic planet. Saturn actually is the greater malefic planet, but your last comment was deleted? What did you say? What happened there? What the hell? I didn't delete it. I didn't even delete Texas's comment when he spoiled Gladiator. It's been like probably a couple of years since I deleted a comment, but try it again. I don't know, maybe it's YouTube kind of being a little iffy there. T-Bass, Pluto always gets such a bad rap. Now they don't even want to call it a planet. Exactly. I still consider Pluto a planet. It's like they kind of went back on it and they said, Pluto's a planet again. But I think Pluto can get a bad rap because it is the planet of destruction and it's death and rebirth. So Pluto, and it's so slow moving that it's over time, right? It's not just like overnight something's going to happen. It's gradual, okay? So Pluto will go through and just destroy and clear anything in your life that is not working, where the person maybe doesn't even realize it. Like, what the fuck? What just happened there? But Pluto will wipe it away so you can rebuild again. But that can be very, very hard. That can be troubling. But Pluto's a very slow mover. All right. Now for the Vikings, they are represented by Jupiter, which is actually the greater benefic planet, like I was talking about earlier, because the zodiac sign that represents the Vikings today is Pisces. Pisces traditional ruler is Jupiter, and modern day ruler is Neptune. So we're going to look at both of those. Now, both Jupiter and Neptune have this little R next to it. It's kind of hard to see, but both of those planets are currently retrograde. So they're going to be kind of behaving in a little bit of a different fashion than they normally do. They've been retrograde for a little while, and the thing that I do like for the Vikings today is that Jupiter is in the sign of Cancer. Jupiter is what's called exalted in Cancer. So Jupiter does very, very well there. And Neptune is in the sign of Pisces, and Neptune rules Pisces. Modern is the modern ruler of Pisces. So both of those planets are one's exalted and another is dignified. So I would expect Minnesota to kind of play better than what we have been seeing. And I do think that Max Brosmer will have a lot to do with that, because again, all of the personal astrology that I already kind of mentioned with Max Brosmer. And there's another planet here that is co-ruling the Vikings today. It's none other than Saturn, because Saturn is what's right in their first house, which rules the team. And then the moon is there too. So all eyes kind of on the Vikings a little bit today. I mean, even though they don't have a good record, it's still like all eyes there. Again, has a lot to do with Max Brosmer, not to mention that they're facing their old quarterback, Sam Darnold. One other thing too, we can kind of just take a little peek at here is Chiron, which is an asteroid. It's the wounded healer. Is also in the Vikings' first house today as a team, as a whole, hoping that there's no like injury. And again, Chiron, I've mentioned this before, has been in Aries for a little while, and Aries rules the head. So obviously we, the Vikings, I say we because I'm a Vikings fan, but I can't be a fan when I'm reading the chart. The Vikings are dealing with JJ McCarthy, who's in concussion protocol, head situation there. So we're already kind of seeing that. And the moon is the ruler of the Vikings game today, how they play their game. The moon is moving to square Jupiter, which I don't really like. It's actually not the worst, what's called transit, but with a square, when I'm looking at the chart, a square means no. All right, so I don't really like that per se. And then also, the moon is not doing anything. And again, the moon is a co-ruler of the Vikings today and also rules how they play their game. Jupiter, the main ruler for the Vikings today, is right in the Vikings' fifth house of how they play their game. So I do think that they are going to come prepared more than we have seen them, at least in the last few weeks here. And Jupiter expands, it blows things up. So it's a big game for the Vikings today. And again, just in general, it's a bigger game. Now, Neptune being in the first house for the Vikings, kind of ruling their team, retrograde, but in a sign that it rules, there maybe could be some delusions in regard to, let's say, I could see this manifesting potentially as Max Brosmer does play really, really well today. But that doesn't necessarily mean that the Viking season is going to amount to anything. And that doesn't necessarily mean that we're not going to see more JJ McCarthy, something like that. And also with Saturn in the Vikings' first house, that can delay things. That can bring a blockage. It can bring stops. And when Saturn has been a player too in charts, it can come down to time, because Saturn is father time, karmic time, and karma too. So Mercury, i.e. the Seahawks, supporting Saturn, Mercury, one of the main rulers for Sam Darnold, making good communication with Saturn, the planet of karma. All right. And Mercury is in Scorpio. That can go for vengeance. But again, it's silent about it. So I do think that Sam Darnold and the Seahawks in general, supporting him, are going to try to stick it today. Okay. Now, for the Vikings, how they show out on a public level today is also ruled by Jupiter. And so I do expect the Vikings to, I just don't really see, let me take that back. I do see a little potential for a blowout, okay? But I'm not super confident in saying that. We'll see how it plays out, of course. But I do expect Brosmer to play extremely well with all of his certain stuff. Oh, Elf. Elf was from Melmac? Okay. Sorry, I didn't get the reference. And then didn't Elf also, didn't he eat cats too? All right, we got 3:03, you guys. So a couple minutes before game time. Let's see. Well, after your explanation of Pluto, I want it to roll over the Vikings, tear it down, and rebuild. Wouldn't that be nice? Seriously, as a Vikings fan, I kind of wish that ownership would be okay with that. Yeah. And, yeah, I agree with you. Yes, it is. I disagree. I saw Braveheart many, many years after it was released, and I was so pissed it was ruined for me. Yeah. Also, funny enough that you mentioned Titanic, I also got Titanic spoiled for me too. Before I went and saw it, one of my friends saw it first, and at the time, I was like, I told her, I was like, my parents, I don't think are gonna let me go see it, and she's like, well, you know, he dies at the end. I'm like, well, no, I didn't know, but I know now. But then I went on to, my parents did let me go see Titanic, and I actually got to skip school and go see Titanic a second time. So, but I would disagree, sir. Okay. This is what I predict for Max: 250 yards, 3 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. Nice. I I do expect him to play well today. I just do, with his personal astrology and just everything. Like, I would be shocked. I would be shocked. And again, I had that dream where the Vikings won and he ran in for a touchdown. So we'll see if he runs in for a touchdown today. All right. So back to the prediction here. I do have to write it down. And, there's some things that I just, okay. So I had the Colts winning, you guys, and they actually lost by 4. So, all right. We'll see. We'll see how this game turns out. Yeah, it's just, the dream that I had, because sometimes in the past I've had dreams and it's come true. So, but it's hard for me to go against the astrology, the way that I'm reading it. I am picking Seattle to win today. I have to write it down. I'm gonna say Seattle wins by like 5 points. And I say that because Mercury, again, the ruler for the Seahawks today, is at 20 degrees and 49 minutes of Scorpio. Mercury also rules how they show up to the public today, their career on a public level. They might have a little bit more trepidation, that being the Seahawks, than they expect, because Mercury just started to go back direct after being retrograde. So the communication might take them a little bit of time. So Mercury's at 20 degrees and 49 minutes of Scorpio, making good communication with Saturn. Saturn rules how the Seahawks will play their game today. Saturn, again, is the slow approach. Saturn is at 25 degrees and 9 minutes of Pisces. So that's where I got the 5 from. But also there's the 49 minus 9. So it's like 40 points. That's where I was originally kind of being like, shit, is there going to be some sort of blowout situation today? But again, I'm picking Seattle by 5. I'm going to write it down in my notebook. So we'll see what happens. All right. Thanks, everybody, for listening. And kickoff started. Vikings are getting the ball first. And I'm totally cheering for Brosmer. And you know what? On the flip side, I'm cheering for Sam Darnold too. That's our Darnie, all right? And 2, I forgot to mention Aaron Jones. I did mention him last week, but he has a birthday coming up this week, I think on the 6th of December. So usually the time leading up to your birthday can be very, very busy. A lot of activity there. So we'll see what happens. And yeah, I would just be... Call me shocked if Brosmer doesn't play at least halfway decent today and hold his own. All right, and we'll see if he manages to skedaddle into the end zone, because that dream I had. So we'll see how prolific that ends up being. So it's 2nd and 6. Brosmer with a completion to Aaron Jones, little slant pass there. All right, but I like that prediction, T-Bass, and yeah, just with Max Brosmer's personal astrology that he's got going on, the stuff that I could find, it just makes so much sense that he did end up starting today, that kind of all the eyes are on him. And it's just crazy. Astrology be astrology. So it's 3rd down for the Vikings. It's always 3rd down for them. 3rd and 6, they're at their own 35. Old Maximus is in the shoddy there. And again, I do want to play my sounder because Gladiator is one of my favorite movies. So, Maximus tries to scramble, and he didn't do it. All right, there is an Adam Thielen shoe who is actually not playing today. I'm not sure what's going on there. So we'll see what the flag is about. So, Brosmer making the quick decision to try to run out of there. It looks like the flag's going to be on Seattle. So we might be able to play a little sounder here. But thanks everybody for joining. Appreciate it. Titanic was the last movie I went to in theater, and my ex-wife had to drag you kicking and screaming to go to it. All right. Well, did you enjoy it at all? I used to be obsessed with Titanic. All right. Since they got the first down, I'm going to play it.
My name is Maximus Decimus Meridius, commander of the armies of the North.
I just think that's so fitting. Again, commander of the armies of the North. All right. Okay. Very good. So, let's see. I feel like that's what I had to do with my parents. Because I remember seeing commercials for Titanic and I was just like, I need to see this movie. I need to see it. And then, my friend spoiled it for me because at the time my parents were like, I didn't think they were going to let me go see it. And then they let me. And then again, I got to skip school and go see it a second time. So I still have Titanic on the VHS. 2nd and 9 for the Vikings. Max, another completion to Aaron Jones. He's going to get pushed out early. It's going to be 3rd and 4, I'd have to guess. And I do have to look up who the hell is it's 3rd and 2. All right. 3rd and short. So I want to look up who the hell is the backup now. I was going to pull up the roster, but this game is going to be much closer than people think, and I think the Vikings will have a chance in the end to win it. Yeah, I think so. I think they do stand a fair chance, and I do think that if the Vikings do end up winning today, it will have a lot to do with Max Brosmer. Again, being able to hold his own. He did just get sacked there, but so far he's 2 for 2, 7 yards. So I would expect him to play well, and again to hold his own out there. We might not see 400 yards or anything like that, but again, hold his own. And if somebody were just looking at this game from afar, or they didn't know the backstory, I don't think they would maybe realize that he's a rookie having his first NFL start. That's kind of the vibe that I'm getting today. And T-Bass, to your point, I do think it's going to be a lot more close than people expect. I did see, again, in the astrology chart, the little 40-point potential deficit there. But, again, I'm picking Seattle by 5. So we'll see how everything pans out. And you know what? I am a Vikings fan, but you guys, I'm a Sam Darnold fan. And the Vikings season is done and dusted. I hope Max Brosmer does well, obviously. But I seriously hope that frickin' Sam Darnold sticks it to them. Sticks it to them. Sticks it. All right. Let's see what Cousin Mark says here quick. All right. So I'm sure we'll get an update at halftime from my Cousin Mark. He usually does that. So he said, not sure who will win, but I think it will be a close game. All right. Mark agrees with us. Seattle might be overconfident. Brosmer will be sharp when he has time. Offensive line needs to show up. I would agree with all that. And it was kind of stuff that we already touched on. So, okay, I'm going to put $200 on the Vikings plus 10.5. Dude, well, you know what? I hope you win. I hope you win. Get that money. As an astrologer, I'd be mad that I got the prediction wrong, but go get it. It's on me. I have Seattle winning. Yeah, I have Seattle winning, so don't put it on me. You got to bet responsibly, all right? But yeah, I picked Seattle to win. Hey, Ethan, Skullback. How you doing? Thanks for stopping by. Hey, ladies. Again, I like the Prince picture. I spent most of the movie wondering, when is the ship going to sink? Get to the good part. Oh, God. What, do you guys, do you know about the conspiracy with the Titanic sinking? Do you guys know about that? The tinfoil hat conspiracy, which for entertainment only here, YouTube and anybody watching, seriously, because what do I know? Conspiracy, though, that it was sunk on purpose because there were I think 3 people, 3 men on the ship. I think it's 3. I can't remember how many, but there were people on the ship that were opposed to the Federal Reserve. And JP Morgan was kind of the leader of wanting to make, the Federal Reserve thing happen. It was Isidore Straus and John Jacob Astor, 2 of the richest men in the world that were on the Titanic, and they opposed the Federal Reserve, and they both went down with the ship. And JP Morgan allegedly, supposedly had a ticket to the Titanic, and he canceled and did not board the ship. So, and there's a lot more that goes with it, but in a little bit of a nutshell, that's kind of what it is. But there's a lot of people that kind of break down that conspiracy a little bit more and go a lot deeper into it. So anyway, what was the comment? I missed it? Let me go back. William, the only comment I see from you is hi. All right, so Seattle had to start basically on their own butt because that was an amazing punt from Ryan Wright. But it's going to be a fresh set of downs for Seattle. It looks like Walker the third. I can't remember. Well, I could go back. Oh, we're getting a replay here. It was a quick pass. Walker, I'm pretty sure, is their running back. Harrison Smith tried to do the tackle by himself, but it wasn't going to work. Blake Cashman had to go in there and help. So Seattle's now at their own 21-yard line. It's a 1st and 10 minutes-ish to go. I am watching the Hulu stream, so I'm about a minute behind live. Seattle's going to try to run the ball again. They get about 5 yards. There is an Adam Thielen shoe. All right, we got a flag. Let's see who it's on. All right, I'm going to scroll through these comments again, Will. Seriously, dude, that's all I see. So you said hi, and then my last comment was deleted. And then I reposted the comment. You missed it. I don't see it. I got to text cousin Mark back. It was above T-Bass's comment. I'm looking on the chat. I don't see it. What the hell? I don't see it. I'm looking on YouTube over here, too. I don't see it, man. I'm sorry. I don't see it there. It's not. I'm checking on my phone, too. All right, it's 1st and 5 for Seattle. It looks like the penalty was on them. They're just going to run the ball. Minnesota defense has issue with, their defense against the run. Yeah, Will, I don't see it, man. I'm looking again. I don't see it. I'm sorry. I didn't do anything with it either. It could just be technical difficulties. I don't know. All right, 2nd and 1. I will say I really like Seattle's colors. The only person I knew that was on the Titanic, Molly Brown. Hell yeah, unsinkable Molly Brown. All right, 2nd and 1. Darney still got it. He throws it away. I'm surprised he threw that away. He could have just ran for the 1st down. It's going to be 3rd and 1 for Seattle. It's not raining there, you guys, and there's some sunshine. Let's see. What do you have? It sunk because the engineers built it wrong. Why would you build a bulkhead that doesn't go all the way up to the ceiling? And if you have flooding, it goes from compartment to compartment. All right. I don't know. If you guys are interested in that whole theory, I would check out those deep dives on the conspiracy on the Titanic sinking. It's just kind of weird that, and then after the sinking, the Federal Reserve was started. And JP Morgan was the owner of the White Star Line also. And yeah, it was John Jacob Astor, Isidore Straus, and one other guy that were, I'm pretty sure there was a third one that were against the Federal Reserve. And, well, they had to take him out. But there's always that, too, if it was built wrong. I didn't see it, William. I didn't see it. I looked again. I swear, dude. I did not delete it. I don't see it. Can you just tell us again what it is? What is it? 1st and 10 for Seattle. A missed tackle by freaking who missed that tackle? I was about to blame Harrison Smith, but it wasn't him. It's a fresh set of downs for Seattle. Let's see, who was it? Uh-oh. Was it Rodgers? Isaiah Rodgers that missed it? That was stupid. That was dumb. Rip Van Ginks had to push him out of bounds. Yeah, Isaiah Rodgers got burned on that one. So it's a 1st and 10 for Seattle. They're at their own 45. Darnold's got time. Oh, almost an interception. Woo, that was close. Incomplete. It looks like pass to their tight end. Hi, Willie. How you doing? Happy Sunday to you. Hope all is well. Thanks for stopping on by. You said sorry about the loss to the Cowboys. I said it's not the Cowboys' loss I'm concerned about. It's the loss to the Bears I'm still ticked off about. Oh, no. Yeah, I didn't see that, man. And what the hell? Why would that get deleted? That's so weird. That's very strange. I'm sorry you had to type that again. But, man, the Bears, too. Bear down, everybody. They're the first in the NFC North. Shoot. 2nd and 10 for Seattle. It's going to be 3rd and negative probably now. However, this is an issue that happens every Vikings game, I feel like, as of late. The Vikings defense is already, quote-unquote, old. They're not actually old, but football playing years, they're older. They stay on the field so long that they get tired before halftime. Like, by the time halftime rolls around, they're pretty much freaking needing the baby birding of the Gatorade. All right, 3rd and 11 for Seattle. Clock's a-ticking. They're coming after Darnold quick, and they take him down. All right. Darnold's looking up and wondering whether there's a penalty or not. I'm not exactly sure what he thinks there should be a penalty about, unless they grabbed his helmet or something like that. Came with the blitz there. Maybe he's kind of thinking Harrison Smith went for his helmet a little bit here. I don't see it. I don't know what Sam Darnold's issue was there, but nice offensive series there, defensive series for the Vikings, holding them to a 4th and 24. 6 minutes to go in the first, still 0-0. Miles Price, you stay away from that ball now. Miles Price learned his lesson, all right? Cash money, homie. Straight cash, homie. All right? Talk about that straight cash, homie. All right. A nod to Randy Moss there. There was no way for the Titanic to seal a compartment because of the design. Well, that could also go along with them making it that way to sink. I don't know. I'll take anything with it. I think it's terrible, a tragedy, but like, I don't know. I've seen a lot of people that have done research on the whole conspiracy of it all, and I don't know. It's like when stuff just lines up like that, it's just kind of, and again, you guys, I'm leaving out so many details. But and that's another thing too, that just calling it unsinkable, right? And they had those, like, the compartments, the watertight doors, right? But they weren't able to close them all, right? They could still go, even if water did come on, if it only got to so many. Victor Gerber played the designer of the ship in the movie. But another thing too, another allegedly supposed thing that was going on was that there was a fire below deck when the Titanic, set sail also too. I don't know. It's just, and there's this other kind of theory that, again, this is all alleged, that there was a cargo ship that was empty, that was near the Titanic, and it had life jackets and blankets. So, which would go along with the conspiracy that it was a deliberate sinking. And then allegedly the Titanic was swapped with its sister ship, I think the Olympic or something, to get insurance money. All right. But I don't know. It's just crazy that JP Morgan was the one that was starting the Federal Reserve. He owned the White Star Line. There were a couple of fellas, richest people in the world, that were opposed to the Federal Reserve, that were on the Titanic. And what would be a way to get what you want is they go down with the ship, which they did. And then very shortly after, the Federal Reserve started. So, and JP Morgan also had a ticket to board the Titanic, and he last minute did not board the ship. So, but it's just a tragedy overall. I mean, a tragedy. And anytime I'm cold, I think about like how fucking cold they must have been. Those poor people. Oh, a tragedy. And 2, all right, 1st and 10 for Minnesota. They're at their own 10. It's going to be a quick pass to Aaron Jones. It's going to be good for a first down, getting him a little bit out of the danger zone there. It's been a lot of these quick slant passes today so far. So, you know what? Well, whatever. So, in a good move with the Dolphins winning, just hope the Vikings don't ruin my Sunday. There you go. The Dolphins actually won. Well, there you go. Got to take what we can get, right? Yeah, so I mean, so far so good, 0-0, nothing crazy. Rosmer's 3 for 3, 19 yards, and Vikings 1st and 10 on their own 25. Hand off to Aaron Jones. It's gonna be good for maybe a yard, if that. You do realize that I'm at work right now, sitting in my office doing nothing but watching you. No, I did not realize that. No, but thanks for watching. I appreciate that. So hopefully work's going all right for you. And thank you for watching. We got Joe and Greg in the booth today too. So I obviously have them on mute, but I do have the subtitles on so I can kind of maybe see what they're saying. But appreciate you tuning in, whatever you happen to be doing. All right. Oh, Brosmer had a wide open Jordan Addison. The pass was there. Right through his fingies. I thought that was going to be complete. Let's see it again. I mean, the pass was where it was supposed to be. Oh, it was a little high, a little bit off the marker. A little bit, but barely. Oh, it was totally catchable. Totally catchable. Just like a fingertip away. Damn it. And, shoot. That took a little bit of a weird bounce there where it was like, is that going to be intercepted? But, okay, play clock's winding down here. You got to snap the ball. Go. That was close. 3rd and 9. That is a completion to Jordan Addison. It is going to be 4th down, but all right, no flag there, which is good. Short offensive series, but you know what? Some completions and, nothing crazy yet. Still 0-0. Still in the first quarter. So, T-Bass, here's my question. I don't think there was many of the crew that survived. Do you really think that they would be on board a suicide mission just to knock off a few millionaires? I don't think they knew about it. I don't think the crew had any idea. There is, to go along with that conspiracy, there is, again, I'm missing a lot of the details here, but there is a conspiracy that goes along with that John Smith was actually aware of all of this, that he had sort of some affiliation with Morgan or whatever. And, but he ended up going down with the ship, which, could go with like the captain going down with the ship. I don't know. I mean, if it interests you, I would, just, go kind of check some stuff out. But I first heard that conspiracy a few years ago. And then I've listened to kind of some other like podcasts talk about it and some videos and stuff. But I agree with you that I do not think that they would have signed up for that. No way. Hell no. But I don't think they did not know. They did not know. No. But another thing that kind of goes along with the switching the ships kind of insurance theory is the fact that this alleged cargo ship that was empty with the blankets and the life jackets, like they didn't want all of those people to perish. So, I mean, again, either way, it's a freaking tragedy and it's so freaking sad. And I can just like, oh, how scary and terrifying that would have been. Just so scary. Yeah. Yeah. And it just sad. And they just sold a watch at auction that belonged to Isidore Strauss, who was the owner of like Macy's, I think. But yeah, they took his watch off of his body when his body was recovered, and then it just sold at auction for like a couple $1 million. I don't know. I just think there's some bad energy there. Bad energy, in my opinion. Bad energy. Yeah. So anyway. Well, allegedly they were switched. Again, I don't know all the details, but I don't think so though. I don't think so. But the Olympic or the Olympia, I think was like the sister ship that they supposedly swapped it with. I don't know. It just makes me put my tinfoil hat on and really just like makes me wonder. But will we ever know the actual truth? What we do know is that a lot of people perished and it was terrible and tragic. And again, how fucking scary that must have been. Oh, that must have been. And I don't really watch the movie Titanic now. Again, as I get older, because I just think about it more. It's just like, it's really like a horror movie, really. All right, so Seattle's back. 1st and 10. It's Walker with the carry. Good for about a yard. I personally think the Loch Ness Monster and Bigfoot were heavily involved. Don't even get me going on them. They're totally real. But I see what you're doing there. I am a total believer. Like, why do you think they put all that stuff in front of us? It's all symbolism, you guys. In movies, music, everywhere, it's symbolism. The Little Mermaid. Why do you think they came up with The Little Mermaid? Because there's mermaids. Star Wars, like the Wookiee and stuff, that's all based on real things, in my opinion. Just saying. Oh, Sam Darnold's looking a little shaky. Darny, he's 2 for 5. It's 3rd and 9 for Seattle. All right. Hi, Ryan. How you doing? You're on your way home? Can these damn receivers help any of the QBs? I don't know. Yeah, for either side, right? I hope you get home safely, Ryan. Thank you for popping in. All right, it's 3rd down again, but it's 3rd down for Seattle. They're at their own 15, and they come with pressure for Darny. He's got to throw it away. That's our Darny. He's not doing very good so far. Pressure's on. But yeah, the Bigfoots and stuff, all that stuff. I totally believe all of that is true. And they put all these things, again, in my opinion, for entertainment only. They put all these things, they put it right in front of our face. It's like right there. I don't know. I think eventually one day, like I've said this before, like, in Star Wars, when they're all like at the bar with all the other like creatures and, everybody's just kind of like intermingling, the humans and the Wookiees and, the little creatures. Eventually that's going to be what it is. Oh, we got a penalty. We got a flag. Let's see what it is. Is this on Minnesota now? Come on. All right, let's see where it is. Who it's on. It looks like it's on Minnesota. Holding on Minnesota. Stupid. Excuse me. All right, well, Max, you better go sit down again. I will be on more when we get home. Well, I appreciate you just stopping by, Ryan. Very good. I hope you're home very, very soon. Oh, Outside of Detroit Lakes. Well, you're on the final stretch then, my friend. Final stretch. I have an aunt and uncle that live over there. But some of those roads can be so freaking windy. Like, I went over to I drove over to my other aunt and uncle's on Thanksgiving, and I'm like, ugh! I was holding on to the freaking going like 40 miles an hour because they live kind of out in like the country a little bit. And I'm just like, this is scary. I don't like it. I hate driving on the ice. I fucking hate it. Hate it. When I was on my way there, I'm like, had I known it would have been like this, I probably would have just stayed home. But it was a nice visit. I really enjoyed my visit and my aunt and uncle for having people over. But yeah, I freaking hate that. Ugh. All right, I'm going to text cousin Mark back, you guys. Again, he said, not sure who will win, but I think it will be a close game. Seattle might be overconfident. Brosmer will be sharp when he has time. Offensive line needs to show up. So, anywho's. All right. Let me text him back. I'm going to say, let's see. All right. Okay. I can't type and talk at the same time. All right. I said, good afternoon. I think it will be close as well. I looked at some astrology for Brosmer, and honestly, I think he holds his own and plays well. Rooting for both Brosmer and Darnold. So far, pretty good. And then I said, I think Seattle wins by 5. We'll see what happens. All right. 1st and 10 for Minnesota. Maximus. He had time on that one. That was a little scary. He was looking for Addison on that one. He overthrew him, which, that'll happen. All right, it'll happen. Okay. Hey, Graham, how you doing? Hey, Dollface, just popping by to say hi. Driving in Delaware, so you're keeping me company while I drive. Very good. Safe travels, everybody. And thanks for tuning in while you're driving, while you're working, all that good stuff, and for just hanging. I appreciate you. So, hope all's good. Out in Delaware. I don't know why I said Delaware like that. So, all right, 2nd and 10 for Minnesota. I feel like this game's kind of going kind of slowly, which is surprising to me because the moon is in Aries, and Aries is fast. Moon kind of rules timing. Saturn is the father time, but when we're looking at kind of timing of things, you can look to the moon too. So it's 3rd down. It's 3rd and 8 for Minnesota. A little bit under 2 minutes in the first, still 0-0. Minnesota's on their own 29-yard line. Old Maximus, hurry up. Come on, dude. The play clock is winding down. That's the 2nd time they've gotten close. Brosmer overthrows Addison. Addison was open. Dad looks upset. Dad looks mad. AKA Kevin O'Connell. All right. Max is just getting the jitters out here. All right, just getting the jits out. Okay, so we'll see what happens. I want to play this music for Max, but again, I got the sounder for him. But we gotta wait. Okay.
My name is Maximus Decimus Meridius, commander of the armies of the North.
All right, we'll wait. We got it ready, though. Seattle's getting the ball back. They're going to return for a few yards there. Getting out of the danger zone. All right. Here comes our Darnie again. That's our Darnie. All right, not anymore, actually. But I am still rooting for Sam Darnold, Definitely still rooting for him. I want both quarterbacks today to do well. I'm cheering for both. All right. So, and it would be interesting. We're getting to kind of see what Max Brosmer has here too. And I'm not, most of you already know this, but I'm not saying McCarthy's not going to work out. I have just said, and I'm standing by it, it's just going to take some time for him. And they did not set up McCarthy for success, in my opinion. Yes, he could have played better, definitely at some times. Okay, I'm not giving him a complete pass. Oh, Darnold throwing into the danger zone there. Woo! All right, that was incomplete. I don't know who he was throwing to, but there were like 3 Vikings in the vicinity, so Josh Metellus right there. It's going to be incomplete. It's going to be 2nd and 10 for Seattle. Oh my God, you guys, does Cooper Kupp plays for Seattle. I forgot about that. Metellus is giving the thumbs down. That's very Gladiator too. Got a lot of Gladiator going on today. 2nd and 10 for Seattle. They're at their own 32. Darney and the Shoddy, they're going to run. I don't know where they think they're running to. They ran right into a wall. It's going to be 3rd down, 3rd and 6. Both offenses today are kind of like mirroring one another. So far anyway. So, hi Corey, good to see you. You're getting ready for work? Yep, we got a late game today, Corey. So thanks for stopping by. I hope work goes smooth and goes really fast for you. But always good to see you. Hope all is well. Who do the Patriots play this week? Who do you guys have? Or did you guys already play? 3rd and 6, Darnold under pressure. Oh, he does manage to get rid of it. And it's going to be a 1st down. You know what's crazy, you guys? Darnold threw it, and like my brain, obviously I know he's playing for Seattle, but when the Seattle receiver caught it, I almost said interception. No, Jade, no. Darnold does not play for the Vikings anymore, okay? Oh, shoot. That was complete for Barner, and we're at the end of the 2nd quarter. We still got a score of 0-0. All right. 2nd quarter. We're going in. That's our Darney. All right. Also, I have some, I shared this earlier, but I also have some, I looked up some, Gladiator type of music, crowd. There was another one I kind of enjoyed. Gladiator music, right? So we'll have to play that for Maximus. Pats play the G-Man Monday night. Oh, ayo. All right. Have to look into that, see what's going on there. Also, I'm going to look at, I wish your team well before I go on, Corey. Let's see. Let me see if I can watch the Timberwolves game tonight. Damn it! Of course not. It's only on FanDuel Sports Network North or NBA League Pass. But the Timbies, they host the Spurs tonight, so I might pull up that chart too. And when I say I might, I am going to. I don't know if I'm going to be able to share it or have time, but I try to do multiple charts during the week. Again, you guys, just as practice. So anyway, William, what do you got? I'll be going to the Eagles versus the football team, the Commanders game, January 4th in Philly. Nice. 3 days before your 49th birthday. Well, hopefully they get a win for you. I know that you're a fellow Capricorn, your January birthday. That'll be fun. Yeah, that sounds like a good game to go to. There's a little bit of a rivalry there, right? With those 2 teams, if I know that correctly. Nice. Hopefully it's fun. And hopefully the Eagles get you a win there. Even though I don't like that team, but, for your B-Day. I'm out of tea, you guys. I might have to go make some more. All right. That was pretty good, actually. Again, I went for the eucalyptus tea. It's quite nice. I do like some tea. Might have to make some more. I kind of wish I would have made more. I had a little bit of coffee this morning, and I had some Earl Grey tea earlier. I went with the herbal tea just because I'm like, I don't think I need any more caffeine for today. Plus, it's a little late for this grandma over here. If I have caffeine late, I won't go to bed. So, yeah. All right, 1st and 10 for Seattle. They're on their own 44. Start of the second. Still 0-0. Darnold with time. It's going to be a quick pass. Good for 7 yards. It looks like that was to Cooper Kupp. All right, it was 6 yards. It's going to be 2nd and 4. They're focusing in on Harrison Smith over here. It's like, I wonder if Harrison Smith's like, shit, I should have retired already. All right. Corey, I just read the Bears. Yeah, they are on top of the NFC North. After the Rams lost to the Panthers. Also saw Robot Boy lost to the Jets today. Oh, did he? Oh, too bad. Robot Boy doing what he does best. I mean, he's got all that money in the bag, though. Oh, Darnold. I think he was down. Ball came out. Cooper Kupp landed on it. I think Darnold was down, though. Ooh, they swatted him from behind, though. Oh, they're getting after Darnie. Definitely. I will say that Brian Flores, he's like, we're going to be on your ass today. Because that's another thing I was kind of hearing, about Sam Darnold is like, I don't know. Was his knee down or not? It does look like Cooper Kupp landed on it, though. But I'm not sure if now it's 3rd and 11. All right, so they are saying that ball came out. Cooper Kupp did recover, pushes him back to the 45, 44, and pass is complete for a 1st down and then some. Actually, I don't think the ball came out. I think that's just where they were placing it. So, anywho's, it is a 1st down. Wow, I think this is the closest that either team has been to scoring so far. But you guys remember, too, what I was talking about in the Planetary pregame, where it's just kind of interesting, to kind of follow along and watch the chart play out in real time. With Mercury communicating well with Saturn today, Saturn is the slow mover, all right? Mercury is the ruler of Seattle. So I said it might take them a little bit of time, that being Seattle, to kind of get in the groove here. So, 2nd quarter, and then we're finally starting to see a team get within kind of scoring range. We could use that as like an example of what I was talking about earlier. All right. 2nd and 3 for Seattle, 12:20 to go left to go in the second. Again, I'm watching on Hulu. I have the live in my living room, so I'm about a minute behind. But yeah, it's crazy with the Bears being on top of the NFC now. Yeah, crazy. Okay, and also, Corey, damn, they lost to Carolina today. What was the score? Do you know the score of that game? 2nd and 3 for Seattle. They run the ball. It's going to be good for a 1st down. It brings them to the Vikings 20. Damn, that's crazy, too. At first, my bad, Corey, I read that as like the NFC North, but full on, they are on top of the NFC. That is extra wild. And that's crazy that the Rams lost today to Carolina. Shoot. You would think it would be on a local station there to watch the T-Wolves. I know, it's not. It's not. Yeah, unfortunately. It's kind of like that with like the Minnesota Twins, too. It's like you have to get the FanDuel or Bally's or whatever to be able to watch the majority of the games. I did watch the other night, though, when they got obliterated. They lost to... Was that Sacramento that I was watching? Well, I watched the Timberwolves. They were on like ESPN when they played OKC the other night. That was like a national broadcasted game, so I did get to watch that. But I'll probably listen to the Timberwolves radio network. I'll probably listen to that. So we'll see. But yeah, the Timberwolves, again, I did their chart for last night and I had them winning by 7. They won by 4, but they almost freaking blew it to the Celtics. Sam Darnold to Cooper Kupp. Cooper Kupp with the arm block there manages to get a couple extra yards, but it is going to be third down. It's going to be 3rd and 3. Now I feel like since going in the second quarter, time's going really quick. But Seattle's definitely in field goal range here, but we'll see what they do here. 3rd and 3, they're on the Vikings 13. Darnold yelling out what's going on here. He's back in the shoddy. Let's see. They're handing the ball off. It's going to be good for a first down. I have a little hunch. Well, you never know. You guys, we never know. We never know. I'm like, I have a little hunch they're going to run it in here. And again, you guys, like I mentioned earlier, this is part of the problem. When the Vikings defense has to be out there the majority of the game, they're going to get tired. Okay? When the Vikings offense, you're not out there for very long. Well, oh, great. The defense is like, well, I just sat down to have something to drink. Now I got to get up again. And the Vikings defense are already kind of, again, just as this air quotes old, because they're not old at all, but in playing terms, they're old. So it's like they're going to be tired. All right, 1st and goal. Might be for, I don't know, they ran that ball. Maybe good for 1 yard. It's going to be 2nd and goal again. 9 minutes to go. That's crazy. That's a close one. Wow, 31-28. Oh my gosh, damn. I feel bad for payout time. I popped into his, I popped into his chat just to give it a thumbs up because he's got so many people in there, but he's a LA Rams YouTuber. And man, that sucks. I totally thought they had it in the bag. I mean, just hearing that they were playing Carolina and how well the Rams have been playing. So, man, I feel bad for him though. But shoot, I mean, good for Carolina. I mean, good for them. What is their record, you guys, now? Do you guys know what Carolina's record is now? I wonder if Adam Thielen's like, damn it, I should have stayed there. That was another nice tackle for the Minnesota defense, holding them to 3rd and goal. All right, let's see if Seattle's going to try to sling it in the end zone here. They're back to the 10. No, they're on the Vikings 10, excuse me. Darnold's got some time. Under pressure. Rip Van Ginkel gets right to him. Oh, darny, you hung on to that ball too long, homie. Probably didn't have anybody, but I said this last week too. It would be nice to see like more of the aerial view sometimes to kind of see who's available. But Rip Van Gink's getting right in there. Little spin move. Darnold did hang on to the ball. So nice defensive effort there for the Vikings, keeping him out of the end zone. So it's going to be a 33-yard field goal attempt. We'll see if they get it. Money right down the middle. 3-0. First score of the game. Almost halfway through the second quarter here. All right. Until we got some points on the board. But again, I'm not really surprised by that. Again, I kind of mentioned that earlier, but all right, computer. All right. We got some points on the board. T-Bass, I grew up in Illinois. Most of my friends and family are very excited about the Bears. You know what? Good for them. Seriously. And I mean that with all sincerity. Like, because how long have they stunk, right? So that's awesome. Good for them. One of my coworkers, she's actually my supervisor at work. She is a huge Bears fan. So every week at work, in the last few weeks, it's been like I sent her an email the other day about, whatever. And I was like, oh yeah, side note, congrats on the top of the NFC North there. So, but she keeps it pretty classy, while she's excited, but still a little trepidation there. But yeah, I mean, hey. And I told her too, like, there's obviously a long time before the playoffs, but as it's looking like right now, I'll definitely be cheering for the Animals out of the NFC North for sure. I mean, you will never hear me cheering for the Evil to the East. Absolutely not. Never. I think the hardest thing for me to choose would be the Evil to the East versus Kansas City. Oh, like, I don't know if I'd be able to choose there, but yeah, that's crazy. But good for them. Hey Z, what's going on? Isaiah Rogers is cooked. Yeah, he's had a couple missed tackles today. That's for sure. He's a little bit older though, right? Wasn't he one of the players that was kind of snagged in free agency or something like that? So, and it's weird actually saying the name Rogers because I don't ever say the other one's name, but we're talking about Isaiah Rogers here. So he did. Yes. Yeah. He did used to be a Ram for quite a long time. Mm-hmm. Thanks, Corey. Oh, they're 7-6. Okay, right on. All right. So that was a big game for the Panthers today, going from 500 to above 500. Yeah. I mean, good for them. And the Rams, what have they lost, like 4 games now? Let's see. I'll look it up quick. Well, shoot. That was only the 3rd game that the Rams lost. Damn. They're 9-3. Uh-oh, you guys. We got Darney. He's going into the ominous blue tent. What happened there? Did Rip Van Ginkel rip a piece of his arm off or what? Vikings on the return. It's Miles Price. He hangs onto the ball. Oh, now we're getting a little quarterback comparison. Man. Okay, too, they were talking about this earlier before the game. I think now with Max Brosmer starting, I think this is the 8th starting quarterback for Kevin O'Connell since he's been the Vikings head coach. I think it's the 8th, but exactly, Corey, the fiance. Yeah, now we could switch that to the husband. Allegedly, he's married. Allegedly, supposedly. I mean, maybe, sure. But, okay. Like, whatever. Oh. All right, Brosmer's under pressure. He does get the ball out to an open TJ Hawkinson. It's going to be good for a first down. All right, now we get to play this.
My name is Maximus Decimus Meridius, commander of the armies of the North.
That's right. All right, Darney's out of the blue tent. All right. I'll convince you to be an Eagles fan as a second team whenever you're ready. Well, there could be situations where I would cheer for them, but it would have to be like them playing against Kansas City or something like that. All right. There are teams that I dislike more, but oh man, Brosmer on the run, throwing to Justin Jefferson. Jefferson couldn't exactly hang on, and the ball popped out, and that's why I screamed because it could have been caught by Seattle. Oh, damn. It's like it was right there. That was catchable. Well, I mean, it wasn't perfect. It was behind Justin Jefferson, but I'm sorry. That was catchable. Okay. 2nd and 10 for Minnesota. 6:14 to go in the second. Seattle up by 3. This play clock thing, it's getting down to the wire. All right, Brosmer, pass complete to Jordan Addison. Addison slips. It's going to be 3rd down. I feel like Brosmer's feeling a little bit of pressure, but, he's holding his own. He's holding his own in there. So, good for him. Oh, they're showing the little angel cherub. He's on the sideline. He's all bundled up. He's got his notebook. He seriously looks like the son of Kevin O'Connell. 3rd and 5 for Minnesota. Brosmer with hella time. Uh-oh. Oh, going for Justin Jefferson. See that throw? That was a little bit of a danger zone again. A lot of coverage there. Ball popped out. Jordan Addison did try to catch it, actually. But the intended receiver was Justin Jefferson. He was pretty well covered there. Oh, man. That was very dicey. That was dicey. Ooh. I'm just glad that that was not intercepted there. All right, 4th and 5 for Minnesota. They got a punt. Oh, are they trying to get Seattle to jump? Didn't work. All right. The Vikings kicking squad. They're doing the best here, I will say. Ryan Wright, Sam Darnold out of the ominous blue tent. Not exactly sure why he went in there. I missed that, but anyway. Convert. Okay. I caught on. There you go. But okay, I'll give you this. When you all were playing Kansas City for the big one, I was definitely rooting for the Eagles there. And, I will say the actual bird, an eagle, I freaking love them. I love them. I have some eagle feathers. I think are those eagle feathers? I know I have a couple eagle feathers. I think those are. Or maybe those are hawk feathers actually over here. In the other room, though. I have a lot of feathers. Let's see. I think you should be a voice for the purple, kind of like Courtney Cronin does for the Bears. I should, yeah. The Vikings are, nothing against the fellas, but it's all saturated. So I love Courtney Cronin. I really liked her when she covered Minnesota, and she's from like the Chicago area. So now she's on like ESPN, like covering the Bears or whatever. So good for her. So that's awesome. But yeah, I really like her. Follow her on Twitter too. So yeah. And that would be that's a really big compliment too, Corey, comparing me at all to Courtney Cronin, because she does a really great job. She's like a professional. She like went to school for that. So Mr. Woodsman 23Z says Jefferson looks checked out. Brosmer's giving wide receivers opportunities. Yeah, I was kind of thinking that too. Again, it's no surprise, and I'm kind of like repeating myself a little bit, but tonight, Denver and the football team. I might have to tune into that, because one of my backups, you guys, is the Broncos, because I lived in Denver for a little while. And also, they're doing good, and, Sean Payton, I should not like him as a Vikings fan, but I do. And you know what? He mocked the seal clapping because it should be mocked. It came back to bite him in the ass, but he's like, and the evil to the east were mocking the seal clapping too. I mean, so that needs to be stopped because it's embarrassing. All right. But yeah, I would agree with you on that. He definitely does look checked out. I think he can see the writing on the wall. I mean, and I've been saying it for a long time. It's just going to be like a Stephon Diggs 2.0 situation, only not as like Justin Jefferson is obviously a different person. Oh, Darnold gets sacked and the ball came out. I think he was down though. Getting a lot. The Vikings defense though, Brian Flores is sending. Oh man, that was a turnover, you guys. I think they're going to call that a turnover. Oh, it was. Wow. Dallas Turner coming in there and swatting that ball away. Darnold lost it. Wow, this is going to give the Vikings amazing field position. Maybe like in my dream that I had, this is where Brosmer's going to run it in. Yeah, putting a lot of pressure on Darney. And finally, the Vikings defense getting a turnover there, and they get a break. They're like, we're tired. All right, if the Vikings can't get in the end zone here, I don't know, you guys. There's a problem. Okay? We got a problem. All right, Aaron Jones with a run. All right. But yeah, I do think it's going to be like a Stephon Diggs 2.0 situation, but not as like, because they're two completely different people. But I think Jefferson has been unhappy for a while. I think he's been kind of keeping it together, but as far as like checked out, yeah, maybe a pass in the end zone here would, kind of light things up, make the sparkle come back in his eye. But now with that turnover, Vikings have amazing field position. It's 2nd and 9. They're at Seattle's 20. It's a little dish to Hawkinson. It is a completion. It is going to be 3rd down. All right. Summer Home, hello. Thank you for joining us. Good afternoon to you. All right. Well, I always enjoy your analysis on games and astrology. Thank you, Corey. I appreciate that. I do. Thank you. That's awesome. But yeah, I appreciate that. And that's a very big compliment, I will say. Putting me in any sort of conversation next to Courtney Cronin, because she's very good at what she does. So, all right, 3rd and 6 for Minnesota. Let's see here. Come on, Maximus. Maximus has time. Ah! It's complete to Addison. It's going to be short of a first down. Let's see if they go for it. It's 4th and 1. They're going for it. All right. Kevin O'Connell's like, I believe in Maximus. I believe in Maximus. Addison hung on to that ball there. All right. Greg's like, there's no question about it. You got to go for it on 4th and 1. You got to go for it. Let's see how loud it is there.
Vikings trying to take advantage of the takeaway.
Ooh. All right, you guys, let's see. Ah! No! Oh, no! Oh, my God, you guys! Oh, shit. This is going to be a pick 6 for Maximus Decimus Meridius. Holy shit. What just happened there? Max, just take the sack, my dude. Oh, no. Oh, no. He tried to get rid of it. Oh, man. And Seattle ran it back. Ooh. Oh, no. No. Oh, gosh. No, Max. You got to just go down, man. Oh, no. Why? Oh, Max. Oh, you threw it right to him. How many yards did they run that back? Oh, man. No. Oh, no. Oh, that's about the worst thing that could have happened right there. Seattle goes up 10-0. Kevin O'Connell looks mad. Oh, Max, you can't be doing that, my friend. You can't be doing that, okay? Oh, damn. Oh, man. Oh. Max, you got to just go down. You got to go down with the ship on that one, buddy. You got to go down with the ship on that one. Both quarterbacks have turnovers today. All right. The one from Sam Darnold set the Vikings up for amazing like I said about 2 minutes ago, the Vikings can't get in the end zone here or score. That's a problem. Okay. Oh, Max. Ah! Oh, why but you know what? Here's the thing. There's no pressure on Max here. There really isn't. You don't want to completely embarrass yourself, sure. Like, for him to have his dignity. But the Vikings, they're not going anywhere. They're not doing anything. And it's his first game starting ever. But that was not a good decision. Okay? That was not a good decision. I think I got to let the cat out of the kennel there. Summer Home says you're checked out along with Jefferson. Oh, God. This is why if you cheer for the Vikings, you got to have backup teams. You do. You got to have your backup teams. All right? Oh, God. That is seriously about the worst thing that could have happened right there. It's already one thing if you're going for it on a 4th and 1, which I get it. I understand. Like Greg said, you got to just go for it. But like, oh, man. Oh. All right, you guys, I'm going to go grab the kitten quick. I'll bring her in here. All right. I got the TV on it out in the living room. So, here comes Maximus. All right, you guys. because I had the live game on in the living room when I went to get the kitten. All right. So Vikings have the ball back again because I'm watching the Hulu live stream in here. And in the living room, I have the antenna on. So the Vikings already got the ball back. All right, you guys. Here's Kit Kat. Isn't she cute? This is the kitten I'm fostering, you guys. So, all right, here's Miles Price with the return. I'm going to go put her in her room, though, because there's so many, like right over here in the corner. There's a total of, let's see, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's 10 plants in this room, you guys, and a lot of cords that she likes to chew. But if anybody in the Minnesota, Iowa, Wisconsin, or Dakotas, if you want a little gray tabby cat, I'm fostering her. She's a sweet and spunky little girl. Isn't she cute? I've been calling her Kit Kat or Kitty. So I think she might need to use a litter box. So I'm going to go put her in her room for a little bit. I would love to keep her in here, but again, she just likes to go after all the things, which I know are fun for cats, but so she's a little cute girl though. Yeah, she loves to chew those lights, those little fairy lights behind me. That's why one of them behind Randy there is kind of, I might have to move it over, but all right, 2nd and 8 for the Vikings. There is a flag on the field. Brosmer's going to run. All right, you guys, she's going to run too. I'm going to go put her in the other room. I'll be right back. Oh, it's 3rd down. Okay, I saw in the living room now, you guys. It's 3rd and 12 for Minnesota. We're at the 2-minute warning. Now, Hulu live stream here. I'm about a minute behind, so I already know that it's 3rd and 12, but 2nd and 13 here. Oh my God! Ah! Jordan Mason almost lost the ball. Oh God. Pets' heads are falling off. Actually, no, they're not. Knock on wood. All right. Anyway, hey Swerve, how you doing? The Vikings better find a quarterback next year and punt Jones Sr. to the curb. Oh boy. I mean, they just need to do an actual scrap and rebuild, but Vikings ownership won't ever do it. They won't ever do it. Swerve, good to see you though. And the Wild, dude. Right? I don't have to tell you about that. Killer pit cat. Yeah, she's the highlight of the game. Yeah, she definitely is the highlight. Yeah, so again, my email is in the description, you guys. So I am fostering her. So anybody in like Minnesota, Wisconsin, Dakotas, Iowa area, if you are interested in a cat, she's very good. She's very, very good. Good little girl. So let me know. Send me an email, or if you know anybody that might be interested, let your girl know. But in the meanwhile, she's staying with us, me and Gigi. Gigi is on the sofa. She's watching the live antenna out there. She's on the sofa out there. So, thanks, Mike. Yeah, she's so cute. She's cute. Again, I wish I could. The only reason why I'm not letting her roam around right now in the house is because, seriously, all 10 plants over here in the corner and these cords, you know, they're really, and all the cords for my computer, I get it. That's normal cat stuff, you know, loves that stuff, but not good. So there's a lot of fun little kitty things in here for her, but so anyway, but yeah, so she'll come out and play later. And yeah, Gigi's just hanging out, but yeah, the kitty sends her love back. So all right. I'll have to see what cousin Mark says at halftime. I'm going to go make some more tea at halftime to get me through the second half. Oh, shit, you guys, I have to change a score. Ah! I didn't even want to think about that pick six. Seriously, that was like the worst that could have happened. Legit. Like, it's one thing to go for it on 4th and 1. I get it. Okay. But to go from not getting any points to the other team getting 7. Shoot. All right. I bet now, actually live, we're probably already at halftime. So, but again, Hulu stream, I'm about a minute behind, 2-minute warning in the second. 3rd and 12 for Minnesota. Oh God, Brosmer goes down. Okay. All right, you guys, I'm going to be right back. I'm going to go start my water. Ugh. 4th and 17. I'll probably yell from the living room. I'm going to go start my tea water. I probably will grab a snack for halftime just because. At least Brosmer held on to it. Oh, God. I thought he'd be playing a little bit better today. But I will say, all things considering, undrafted, rookie quarterback, his first start, playing against a team that's 8-3, playing in Seattle, one of the hardest places to play. I mean, I'd say he's still doing all right. All things considered, you know? And again, there's no pressure on him. There's no pressure on him. The Vikings are going nowhere. Uh-oh. Oh, God. Well, Seattle might score again, and they're going to get the ball after halftime. I'll be right back, you guys. Put the water on, and I'll see what's going on live. Well, Seattle's at midfield, you guys. It's a 2nd and 1. There's 44 seconds left to go. Darnold has time. And his receiver can't hang on. It's going to be 3rd and 1 for Seattle. All right, you guys, I'm just going to tell you from right here. 36 seconds left to go on the second. It's 3rd and 1 for Seattle. They're right into Vikings territory. And, they run the ball. We'll see if they give it to them. Vikings say they held them. Nope, it's a first down. Seattle's got a fresh set of downs. Okay. Well, they're showing us some other crap now. You guys, I keep saying this every week, but I'm like, I need to move the antenna. I need to move the antenna in here, TV in here. Okay. All right. I'm back. Kevin O'Connell's all mad. I thought my water pitcher wasn't working, but it's fine. It was making weird noise the other day, like to heat up the water or whatever for the tea. But I was like, I think that's Mercury retrograde shenanigans. But Mercury is no longer retrograde. So that's another thing when Mercury goes retrograde, you guys, and like any sort of like communication device, like, you know, TV, phone, computer, I mean, any sort of thing. If it's not working and Mercury is retrograde, hold off on like throwing it away or replacing if you can until Mercury's not retrograde anymore, because a lot of time it'll come back working. So, all right, 1st and 10 for Seattle. I already saw this in the living room. And there's 19 seconds left to go in the second. Again, I'm watching the Hulu stream, so I could just go back in the living room and see what actually happened. Seattle has 2 timeouts left. Again, they are going to get the ball after halftime. So far, Darnold, it looks like, is 7 for 13, 77 yards. Seattle up by 10. 10 zip. Now Seattle is at the Vikings 38. 2nd and 3. 19 seconds to go. Oh! Pass batted. Oh, that could have been a turnover. Woo! 3rd and 3. 3rd and 3. It looks like Blake Cashman had his paw up there. Yeah. Both of his paws up there. That was dangerous because that could have been a pick six. Like both these quarterbacks just gonna mirror one another or what? Brian Flores is looking serious. He always looks pretty serious though. 3rd and 3 for Seattle. Let's see what they can do here. It looks like Harrison Smith's gonna come off the edge. He's coming. Oh, and he knocked that ball right out of there. It's like, Darnold, I saw Harrison Smith there. You didn't see him coming? All right, 4th and 3, 12 seconds to go in the half. All right. Swerve. Darnold feels bad for him. Shit, I think he wants to stick it to him. You know who felt bad for the Vikings? Is the evil to the east. They felt bad last week. I mean, even they felt bad. Matt LaFleur was like, okay, we're going to pull back the reins here. All right, they're going for a 56-yarder. And they nail it. Oh, man, Seattle up by 13. Well, we'll see how this continues. All right. We'll see. Ugh. All right, I'm going to go put my tea bag in the mug here. I'll be right back. Because I think we're probably at halftime now, but we have a couple seconds left to go. All right, I'll be right back. My water stopped. Hey, Geej. Oh, okay, you guys. There is 8 seconds left to go in the half. Miles Price on the return. He's still upright. All right, 3 seconds to go. Okay, it's 1st and 10, 3 seconds. They're going to take a knee. All right, they took a knee. The first half is over. The first half is over, you guys. I'm going to fix this. All right. You guys can tell the kitty's been playing in there. All right, halftime. Halftime. 4:20 time. There you go. 4:20, where your friends at? All right. Yeah, this is how behind, about a minute, because right now on the Hulu stream, now we're seeing the 1st and 10 here. Taking a knee and go into halftime, go into the locker room and talk about it. All right. Talk about it. Okay. So, again, during Planetary pregame, I should set a timer because my tea. Will you guys remind me about my tea? It only needs like 4 minutes. Let's see. 4:20. There you go, Ethan. I like that. Pass it over here. Okay. All right. What? Soda? Darnold is a scrub? No, he's not playing all too well today, is he? Both the quarterbacks are playing kind of similar. So, are you happy about that Darnold didn't re-sign with the Vikings? He definitely is not playing too well today. So, but, there's still a second half to go. But I will say he's playing better than the Vikings quarterbacks. So, and you know what? It's the freaking, again, you guys, to keep going over the same thing again and again. It's the Vikings and ownership and the organization that decided to go all in on the little angel, okay? And it's like, they made their bed. Now they got to lie in it. Okay. So as far as the Vikings season goes, they're going nowhere. It's done. It's over. Pretty much the rest of the season is just like, okay, who are the quarterbacks actually on the roster and what are their capabilities? And it does make me feel a little bad for, but again, they're all adults. They're all adults. They're doing their job. They're doing the thing. That's what you had to do. But like, for Harrison Smith, it's like, shoot, I wonder if he's really kind of like in the back of his mind thinking like, damn, should I have come back for another year? Or, like we were talking about earlier, like we have been talking about like Justin Jefferson. He's a winner. He wants to win. And for like people that are fans of Justin Jefferson, like as a player, this is why I would totally support trading him, because it's like he wants to be on a winning team. He's kind of in his like peak, right now, or the next few years or so. And it's just like time and time again, tale as old as time with the Vikings. They kind of like, for lack of better words, waste talent, right? And yeah, so it's got to be frustrating from that perspective, but yeah, it's just, it is what it is. It is what it is. And I am nowhere near surprised that this is where the Vikings find themselves. I'm nowhere near surprised. And every year since the Wilfs have been owners, when the team hasn't been, all too good, it's been in the last like few years here, really, it's like every year is the same thing, but they just word it differently. Well, our window's open. Well, the pieces are in place. This is our year. Competitive rebuild. It's like, no, that's all freaking smoke and mirrors and shit. Ownership is continually winning because they have money in their pockets. Okay? If they actually cared about the team going all the way, they would do the steps that they need to do to make that happen, which is really bare bonesing it and rebuilding. They refuse to do that because they want to stay, in the mix, because that's more money in their pocket. They're business people, they're businessmen, like that's how it goes. And you know what? They're still technically winning. Do I think that ownership actually truly cares about the team going all the way? No, because they refuse to do the steps that it takes to get there. And it really doesn't seem like they want to, they always kind of want to be in the mix and be talked about, because again, that's more money in their pocket. So I said this last week, I've said it before, saying it again. If the fans want to try to actually make a move and have ownership listen to them, stop going to the games. Stop buying the merch. Stop. Because until that stadium is empty, or pretty damn near empty, nothing's going to change. And, okay, well, we go to the game and we boo them. We boo them. Hey, guess what? That's still money in their pocket. They're still winning. So yeah, go to the game and boo all you want, because guess what? You paid to be there. You probably bought something to eat. You had to pay for parking probably. You had to spend money to get there. They're still winning. Okay? So if fans of the Vikings actually want to see real change while the Wilfs are owners, stop going to the games. Don't go. Don't buy the merch. Don't. All right? My opinion. Oh, Tampa Bay barely won today. One of my backup teams, Jacksonville. Go Trevor. All right. People trying to turn on my Trevor. He's not really my Trevor, but leave KOC in the Space Needle. Soda, I will agree with you there. And to keep going on Kevin O'Connell, I should go get my tea. But it's just like, quarterback whisper. And then when, things aren't going too well at the quarterback position, all of a sudden he says, I don't like that name. You were fine with it until people started to figure you out. He has been able to slide under the radar. Okay. He's been able to slide under the radar Every year, every press conference, everything is the same old song and frickin' dance with Kevin O'Connell. It's on me. It's on me. It's on me. I need to do better. I need to do better. I need to do better. You don't do better. You don't hold yourself accountable. And quarterback whisperer, my ass. You don't do anything. There's no adjustment. He lets his ego get in his own way because I still think he is bitter about how his career as a quarterback ended, and he tries way too hard to live vicariously through the quarterbacks and through his team and doesn't hold himself accountable whatsoever. And where I completely pretty much lost, I have like pretty much zero respect for him now as a head coach, was when he did not pull Carson Wentz. And then he doubled down on it afterward and said, well, Carson wanted to play. He was freaking Frankenstein out there, barely holding it together, and you decided it was a good idea to keep him out there. And then after the game is over, you throw him under the bus too? Actually, the bus already ran over him. You decided to put it in reverse and run him over again. Get out of here. You can't even take accountability for that. You're the head coach of the team. Of course, he's probably going to say that he wants to play. But guess what, buddy boy? You're the adult in the room. Be the adult in the room and say, hey, you know what, man? Not working, and we can see you're struggling here. We're going to have to pull you. But oh no. And then has the freaking audacity to freaking blame Carson after all of that? No, sir. You are in the wrong. You are in the wrong there. And I'm sorry, how many playoff games have you won since you're the head coach of the Vikings? How many? 0. Not done. Done and dusted. Goodbye. So long. See you later. What have you done here? You had your chance, you had your opportunity, and you've done nothing. Okay? I'm over it. I barely have any respect. I really don't really have much respect for ownership at all. At all. I'm not going to sit around, and again, no offense to the people, the Vikings fans that have been waiting around for 50 years or years and years and years and years. I don't want to be like that. I'm not going to be like that. I refuse. And again, the Vikings as a whole, they're a business. When there is an issue with a business, you have to go to the ownership. That is the problem. Okay? That is the problem. And they are bamboozling everybody into every single year by saying, our window's open. This team is ready. Blah, 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 blah. However they want to put it. Guess what? We can see through your smoke and mirror lies that it's a bunch of BS. It's a bunch of BS. And I wish more people could just really just like take a step back and look at like the big picture. Because I will give this to Vikings fans, so loyal, so freaking loyal to a fault and to their detriment, you know? So stop going to games. Stop giving them money. Stop. Anyway. I wonder how much money one home game brings in. Just curious. I don't know. A lot. Right? But that's all I'm saying, you guys. And like at the end of the day, like as I get older, and especially like the last few years here, and where I really, really turned on them, you know, it was the whole Case Keenum thing. The whole Case Keenum situation. And then we saw a replay of it with Sam Darnold too, really. So, and I get it. Obviously, they're billionaires, right? So obviously they are good at business. So if we're looking at it from their perspective, shit, there's more money in their pocket. Like, what the hell do they care? What the hell do they care, right? So if we're looking at it from that perspective, hey, they're billionaires for a reason, right? So, but if you're looking at it from a fan perspective, and I just think, I just kind of feel bad for fans that can't really like realize that or see that. And this is all my opinion, of course. This is my opinion. But again, this is why I have backup teams. Like I was born and raised in Minnesota, and my grandpa, whose birthday would have been today, he's no longer with us. Part of the reason why I am a Vikings fan, I mean, he was die hard, right? And he never saw anything, you know, come to fruition at all. So, you know, but at the end of the day, am I going to lose sleep over this game? No, Absolutely not. I like watching because I like sports. I like to play. I like to watch. And, as years go by with the astrology and stuff, I really just really love looking at the astrology of it and seeing how everything plays out. Because as a whole, the NFL is a business. It's a business. It is. So that's just my opinion on it. Anyway. Yeah. But all right, I'm going to go grab my tea, you guys. And then I got a text from cousin Mark. We'll have to see what he says at halftime. All right, I'll be right back. All right, we're still at halftime. Greg and Joe are talking. I grabbed my tea. I grabbed a couple chips. Oh, Gigi's in the house. She wants a chip. She can have one, but she has to come over here. All right, here she is. You want a chip? Come over here. Over here. Come on. She's right here. She's just off camera. All right, Gigi gets a chip. She's crunching. You guys hear her crunch? All right. Hey, Will, how you doing? That's so funny you asked that because I just went off about that. Yeah, I do. Yeah. Gigi, that's all you get. Sorry. You can have more later. She's seriously right here. Oh. She's got both of her paws on my knee. Wonder if I can get her right here. You come right here? You gotta come up here. Gotta come up here. Up here. Oh, there she is. All right. She can have the chip. Okay, that's all I got. That's all I got. Okay, free. Thank you. All right, you guys, start of the third. Here we go. Thanks for joining, everybody. Oh, now I need a napkin. Oh, I got one. Haha. I got one. I got a tissue over here. All right, perfect. Got my tea. Thanks, everybody, for hanging out. But yeah, Hanzo, I do think that they should entertain that. I really do. And, just as a fan of his in general, you want to see him succeed, right? So I don't think it would be a bad idea whatsoever. And they should trade him while there's still, capital on that. Start of the third, Seattle up 13-0. Seattle's got the ball. Oh my God, you guys. If it wasn't for the last remaining member of the Babysitters Club, Walker would have been waltzing right into the end zone. Yikes. You guys, it's kind of hard to see. I don't want to spill it on myself, but it's purple. This is hibiscus blueberry tea. It's really good. Seriously, Harrison Smith, last remaining member of the Babysitters Club, just saved 6 points right there. All right. So 1st and 10 now for Seattle. They're at their own 45. They're going to just run the ball again. All right. The Wild pissed me off. Pissed me off too. Not getting a true one and second center. That's a little bit, hockey's not my forte, but at least they got a winning record, right? So, but a true first and a true center. What's the number one? Center, I know in hockey, but, you know, yeah, they have their faults too, right? So, time are home. They say hi, Jeej. I don't have any more chips. I don't have any more. She made an appearance. The stars of the show, you guys, have been the animals, okay? 2nd and 8. Darnold gets rid of it. It's going to probably be a loss of a yard. It's going to be 3rd, maybe a 9 or 3rd and 8. All right. But yes, Gigi says hi back. She's ditching me now that the snacks are gone. Like, oh, snacks are gone? All right, I'm going back to the sofa. So she might have to go back outside later. I have a little shoveling to do, so. But we can only stay outside for so long because it's freaking cold out. Her poor little paws. I put these boots on her, these booties on her, but the moment we stepped out the door, she flung them off. And I had those like tight around her feet. Oh, 3rd and 8, but I think there's going to be a flag. It looks like Minnesota jumped. Free play. All right. I think that's on Minnesota. We got an Adam Thielen shoe. You guys, I really wanted to play my Maximus soundbite. Okay? And I just can't. Maybe I should start playing it for Darnold. But it doesn't work.
My name is Maximus Decimus Meridius, commander of the armies of the North.
All right. Yeah, today he's the commander. We'll see. All right. Hanzo, yeah, you think so too? All right. That was a good question, though. He's like a nice Ferrari that's collecting dust and not being used. Yeah. Might as well get something out of it while you can. I agree. I think they should have done that with Delvin Cook, too, back in the day. I know that's a little bit of an old reference now, but I mean, not too old, but because by the time they did, they lost. You know, they lost a little bit of capital there, or what they could have gained. 3rd and 3, Darnold with a quick pass. It's going to be good for a 1st down. And you guys, I could pull out the chart again, but in the Planetary pregame, I did mention some sort of a blowout situation, but I saw more of like 40 points. So we're a long ways from that, but I did make mention of that. Yeah. And again, just my prediction from the astrology, I have Seattle winning by 5. But again, I might have to pull up that chart again because there was the 40-point differential I did see there, but I didn't see a lot extra to support that. But at the end of the game, I always can check my work. That's the great thing about it, you know? So, yeah, I don't know. What do you guys think, too? And it's just like, again, the season isn't going anywhere for the Vikings. And it's just like, if you're a fan of a player, you know, just in general, it's like you almost want them to in a way. And I think, I don't know, the Vikings just literally, they have to do a rebuild. None of this like competitive rebuild stuff. Like legit, you got to start bare bones and build the ship again. Quick pass from Darnold on a 2nd and 2. It's going to be incomplete. Looks like Dallas Turner was on his ass. If the Vikings get a good QB next year, Justin Jefferson would be okay. Yeah, does he want to wait around for that though? Right? You know, it's just... But I think Justin Jefferson does seem like the type of person that he's not going to, you know, be making a lot of noise and stuff. You know, Stephon Diggs situation 2.0, but a different person. You know, I think he's going to let his agent kind of do the dirty work and stuff. But he's clearly not happy, and he clearly hasn't been happy for a while. And can you blame him? No. Right? Okay, what is this again? Another penalty? Who jumped this time? We got an Adam Thielen shoe. We got a flag on the field. They got the spotlight on Grenard here. We'll see. Neutral zone infraction against the Vikings. Yeah, now they're just getting in their own way. Yeah. That was on Grenard there. 11:23 left to go in the 3rd. Seattle up by 13. It's 3rd and 1. They are in field goal range, it looks like here. Their kicker hit a 56-yarder earlier. Oh, they got some little tricksterness here. Darnold. Oh, that could have been intercepted. Is there another penalty? Oh, okay. There's just like there's like streamers or something on the field. It kind of looks like a flag. Nice defensive effort there from the Vikings. 4th and 1. I think Seattle might be going for it here. I mean, shit, why not? They've really, I will say Brian Flores, the defense has been doing a pretty good job. Oh, okay. They're going for the field goal. It's a 54-yard attempt here. And they get it. Seattle goes up by 16. All right. Man, oof. Oh, God, right? Punt Hawkinson, $9 million extra loot. Yeah, goodbye. What has he done? Because I know Rap, Vocal Vike, he was talking about that. I don't know. I was in his chat a couple of weeks ago or a week or two ago, and that was kind of one of his main talking points was trading TJ Hawkinson. And yeah, and this would be such a good opportunity for the Minnesota Vikings to literally scrap it all. They just but it's continual duct taping. Because let's say they do bring in like a veteran quarterback, which they very well might. Is that going to lead them all the way to the big game? No. But I would say that, keeping McCarthy on the team, if they do decide to do that, which I think that they should, I don't think that they should just throw it all away because it's just going to take some time. It's going to take McCarthy probably a couple of years, in my opinion, to get to where he needs to be. And, that would mean that, yeah, you probably need to bring in a quarterback that has seen some snaps, right? That's been around the block a little bit that McCarthy can learn from. And yeah, I just think there's so many things that went wrong coming into this season. But again, am I completely surprised that the Vikings find themselves where they are? No, I'm not. Not at all. Yeah. Adam Thielen's shoe.
Smashing idea.
I haven't played this at all either today.
Lump there, you idiot. Who throws a shoe? Honestly.
Yeah, I get rid of them. Get rid of them. They should get rid of them all. Get rid of them all. But again, my problem lies with ownership. They're never going to do that. So let's see what Cousin Mark says. All right. We got an update. Cousin Mark said, well, he looks sharp the first quarter, then makes a big rookie mistake, but why can't they run the ball once? He's talking about Brosmer, obviously. And what's up with the receivers this year dropping balls right in their hands, like you guys were saying too? No pun intended. But the defensive backs tackle like girls. Well, here we go, playing catch up again, down by 13. Yep. Pretty much he's touching on all the stuff that we already talked about. I'll text him back and I'll tell him too. So, Cousin Mark. We like Cousin Mark over here though. And like I kind of do, or I think that I do anyway. Like Cousin Mark, he just calls it how he sees it, right? He just calls it how he sees it. And that's what I do with the Vikings. People, especially back in the day when I first kind of started the channel, they'd call me mean, right? Like, mean. You don't deserve to be a fan. You're not a real fan, whatever. It's like, no, I actually am a fan. I just want what's best for the team. And if they're playing like crap, I'm going to say it, right? I'm going to say it. I'm going to call a spade a spade. That's just how I am. All right. Is a toss to Aaron Jones. This is going to be a long second half, you guys. We're only like 5 minutes in. I appreciate y'all being here, keeping me company. It's not as bad as last week. But again, to your guys' point and to Cousin Mark's point, like, there have been catchable balls today that Max Brosmer has thrown. Okay? And again, there's no pressure on him whatsoever. It's literally just go out there and do the best that you can do, man. And I think all things considered, he's done all right today. And look at that. A pass to TJ Hawkinson, even though he could be gone, for a first down. So you know what? Now we get to play this. Good for Max
My name is
Brosmer.
Maximus Decimus Meridius, commander of the armies of the North.
It's like, you know what? And I'll give him this too. We'll give Brosmer this. He didn't let that interception get into his head here, right? Yeah, that was a bad mistake. And you know what, Hawkinson? You need to like cool it. You guys are still down. Oh shit, they're down 16-0. I was about to say 13. I do have the score right though. Yeah, I've heard a lot about that too, Corey. That's kind of been the popular name that's been thrown around. Well, they tried to run the ball to Aaron Jones again, and that's going to be a loss of yards. Why don't they hand the ball off to CJ Ham? It's like, we get it. Like, Aaron Jones was good, probably not as good as he used to be. Jordan Mason, pretty good. You also have CJ Ham on the field. Like, clearly Seattle knows what y'all are going to try to do. Okay? So this is another issue that I have with Kevin O'Connell. The play calling and the lack of adjustment in real time. I mean, he just really doesn't adjust at all. It's like his way or the frickin' highway, right? It's like trying to square peg, round hole type of thing. 2nd and 14. Oh, God. Brosmer, that was a high pass. Looking for Justin Jefferson. Another one where it's like, that could have been a turnover, but thanks, Corey. I appreciate that. I try to be. Yeah, I try to be. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Thanks, Corey. I appreciate that. Hey, Judith, how you doing? Yeah, Hawkinson had a catch. Good for him. Like, good for him. It's like, you know what, Hawkinson? You did your job. Hey, whoop-de-woo. You did your job. But I will say, though, you know, good for TJ Hawkinson for getting excited to give Max Brosmer the confidence. So we definitely can't be mad about that, right? Oh, God! Aaron Jones, it looks like, lost the ball! And it looks like he's hurt in the process. Oh, God. Now the wheels are really coming off. I hope that 40-point deficit that I saw in the chart does not come to fruition. Just for the dignity, okay? The dignity of everybody. Aaron Jones lost the ball, you guys. It came out. Yep, that ball. Well, let's see. Ooh, it looks like he twisted his knee maybe a little bit. Ooh, it's getting spicy in Seattle, you guys. And it's going to turn from spicy to sad for the Vikings, all right? Damn. Ah, Ethan, no. No, not Mick Tinglehoff. Ah. All right, we got a commercial. I'm going to text Cousin Mark back. All right. Let's see. All right. Again, I can't text and talk, so I'm going to try to go fast. All right. All right, almost done. All right. This is what I said back to Cousin Mark. I said, I think he's holding his own, all things considered, Brosmer. Myself and people in the chat mentioned the same thing. Totally catchable passes. I said, Jefferson is checked out. Defense is doing okay and keeping the pressure on Darnold. Brosmer shouldn't have thrown that pass, but hey, mistakes happen and zero pressure on him. I hope the Vikings manage to get some points on the board for dignity's sake. So we'll see. All right. But I mean, yeah, all those things. All right. Now, after the turnover, I don't know. There is a flag on the field. Seattle's going to run the ball. Man, this half is already going by slowly. Ah, man, 16 zip. All right, let's see what the flag is. Flags flying all over the place. It's going to be on Seattle this time. Is this their first penalty? It looks like an illegal shift. I feel like this might be Seattle's first penalty. Is this their first penalty of the entire game? I think it might be. Yeah, these quick slant passes too. And is Aaron Jones okay? Like, I know he's kind of prone to injury, but damn. All right. 1st and 15. Seattle's on their own 28. Darnold's got some time. It's going to be a short pass to their tight end, but it's going to be good for about 8-9 yards. Or excuse me, no, it's going to be good for probably about 12, 13 yards. Yeah, it was good for 13. It's 2nd and 2. All right. Swerve, you millennials are fast texters. I thought that was slow. Oh my God. That's funny. Yeah. I miss, God, you guys, I miss my BlackBerry. Where you had the whole keyboard. Oh, I miss that thing. I loved it so much. And it had the little scrolly ball on there. Actual keyboard. All right, 2nd and 2 for Seattle. It's going to be a 1st down. Blake Cashman with the tackle. It's getting to the point, you guys. I really appreciate everybody hanging out here. You guys are keeping me in it here, but shit. Like, damn. And yeah, the Vikings have a lot of work to do. And you know what? I just really think the spotlight needs to be on the head coach a little bit more. Like, I really don't understand why he keeps getting a pass. In my opinion, again, you guys know this, it really falls on ownership. Like, that's the main problem here. The coaches and stuff, they're just the puppets. But I have a feeling that Kwesi Adofo-Mensah is going to get thrown under the bus. And in my opinion, 2nd and 1 for Seattle. In my opinion, he was brought in as a numbers guy. 1st down. Not a football guy. They knew that. In my opinion, Kwesi Adofo-Mensah is told who to go get or who to, how to tinker. Like, okay, we want this person. Go try to make it happen. Go number crunch and make it happen. He is not a football guy. He is a numbers guy. So who is telling him which players to go and get? I think getting rid of him and throwing him under the bus is a bad idea. The spotlight needs to be on the head coach. Well, again, it needs to be on ownership, so stop going to games, okay, if we want to see real change. But if we're looking at the puppets, Darnold going for, is Juju Smith-Schuster on Seattle here? Wait a minute. And it's going to be pass interference. This is going to put, this is going to put them in scoring range here. Yeah, that's too bad. Oh, it's on Bummer and Murphy. Oh, it's illegal contact. My bad. Okay. It's not Juju Smith-Schuster. It's Smith Jugaba? I don't know how to say his last name. I saw a Smith and then a hyphen, and I'm like, wait a minute. Is he on Seattle? Hi, Gigi. How you doing? Gigi's back in the house, everybody. How you doing? I don't have any more chips. Hey. I don't have any more. I know. This game's taking forever, isn't it? She got plenty of treats today, you guys. She'll get more, too. She's like, oh, you said treat? What? All right, 1st and 10 for Seattle. They're now, we got another. Now the flags are just flying. We got the Adam Thielen shoes going all over the place here. We went from okay, there wasn't a lot of penalties. And now all of a sudden it's just like, here you go, flag, 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 woo, 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 wee. Here you go, wee. It looks like it might be on Seattle this time. We'll see. Anyways, Ryan, did you make it home? Oh, shit, it's on the Vikings. Kevin O'Connell, it's an offside on the Vikings. Well, you know what? Considering it's only 16-0. All right, now it's a 1st and 5 for Seattle. All right, Ryan. Okay, KOC might have just destroyed Max's confidence on that 3rd down, and the 2nd week in a row on the road, they throw away a chance to get points on the board on the way, and he still screws that up. Yeah. It's just unfortunate. It just really is. And if we're looking at one of the puppets here, and that being the coaches, who does the spotlight need to be on? Kevin O'Connell. It does. What have you done, sir? What have you done? And again, no accountability, no adjustment whatsoever. He gets in his own damn way. I'm convinced of it. And I really honestly think it's because he is still freaking bitter about his own career. I can understand that, dude. I can understand that. But you got to move on. You're the head coach now. And again, I pretty much lost all respect with the Carson Wentz situation. Okay? It just inexcusable. And now, to Ryan's point, okay, now what support did you give McCarthy, the little angel? Probably not the best. Should he probably went out there? Probably not. Okay. And now with Brosmer, all right? But I will say that it does seem like the Angel and Maximus, they seem like adult enough where they're not going to let mistakes hinder their career, But eventually, if it continues, right, maybe that could definitely mess with somebody's psyche for sure. But it's you know what? Again, it's like, Kevin, you're the head coach here. You need to actually take accountability. Instead of, it's on me. Okay, what are you going to do to adjust? Oh, that's right. You don't do anything. You just keep saying, it's on me. But, we'll give Kevin O'Connell this. He's a little bit of a trickster with the words, right? He still got his job. He's still getting paid. All right, 3rd and 10 for Seattle. Oh, man, it looks like that pass hit the ground. It's going to be 4th down. So, Vikings defense able to keep him out of the end zone. So we'll take it. And you know what? Has Seattle only gotten in the end zone today with that pick 6? They have, right? So, considering the Vikings defense, considering everything, I've been saying that a lot. I need to probably shut up on that. But looking at it as a whole, right? The offense is the problem here. And who calls plays for the offense? I just think that Kevin O'Connell's job should not be safe. And yeah. 4th and 4 for Seattle. It looks like they're going for another field goal. All right, you guys, I got to catch up. Cell phones in my day were 2 soup cans and a long string. Were you climbing up the telephone pole like in Green Acres? Yeah. Shit. I remember a time before cell phones. I remember the rotary phones. All right. Seattle goes up 19-0. All right, but I see what you mean. Yeah, see what you mean. Simpler times a little bit, right? Simpler times. Thanks again, everybody, for hanging out, keeping me company. All right. Right. I think he gets a pass because of Coach of the Year, but that ends once the season is over. Right. I think that's another way that he's been able to slide under the radar. you know, what was it, year 1 or year 2 with Kevin O'Connell, where they went like, what was it, like 13-4 or something like that? But it was all of those really, really, really close games where they barely won. I mean, yes, a win's a win, right? But I think that's more credence to what we're talking about here. He kind of slid under the radar, you know, and then to Ryan's point, you win Coach of the Year, and then, oh, well, we got to keep you around. It's like, okay, let's see. We can see the writing on the wall here. I just don't understand why he is just untouchable. He should be the first one. Okay? Go up to the podium, all right? And speak your case, Kevin. Send him to the stockades, to the village square, okay? Put him in the stocks and have him say his point. You know, it just, the lack of accountability from him. Take a piece of frickin' humble pie. If he would do that, you know, or if he would have done that, I would still have some respect for him. But it's just the not taking any accountability whatsoever. And any point in time, it's going to be pointing the finger at somebody else. You are the head coach. You are the play caller for the offense. Guess what, homie? It lands on you. All right? And this team is not disciplined. Okay? And they barely show up. And you know what? Again, the square peg, round hole type of thing. So, Swerve, somebody's got to go. The pitchforks, they're going to be coming out. Yeah. And again, my main issue is with ownership. But if we're looking at the puppets, okay, that being the coaches, then I think Kevin O'Connell has to be absolutely front and center. Absolutely front and center. Because whose idea was it to go all in on the little angel and have him be the starter of this team? And, you know, we've all heard the excuses where, who did Kevin O'Connell want? Penix or Nix or whatever. He actually wanted somebody else. I'm sorry, but guess what? Coulda, woulda, shoulda. You made your bed. You're lying in it, okay? And it's full of bed bugs and dirty sheets, okay? All right? So it's all excuses to me. It's pretty clear and evident. All right, Miles, can you run one back? He tried. All right. We got about 3 minutes to go in the third, you guys. Vikings have yet to score 19-0. Ryan, I think Kwesi goes first. The Wolves tell KOC to find a play caller, or you can join Kwesi on the way out. I wouldn't be surprised if that is exactly what happens. In my opinion, I think it needs to be Kevin O'Connell that gets the axe. But, I mean, I definitely think, yeah, there will be people. And I think Kwesi will probably be fired unfairly, in my opinion. Because, again, he was brought in as the number guy, as the number cruncher. He is told, in my opinion, who they want, go tinker around and try to make it happen. Okay, again, he's not an NFL guy. He said it himself. They hired him on knowing that. So who's whispering in his ear, telling him who to go get? Anyway. All right, Brosmer with a completion to Hawkinson. Under pressure, it's going to be third down. Thanks again, everybody. Oh, man. Justin Jefferson, no career games with 0 catches through 3 quarters. And, you know, I just feel bad. Like, I just feel bad for Jefferson. I mean, and you know what? I don't think Jefferson is, like, mad. Again, this is just all my opinion, of course, people. I don't think Jefferson is mad at Brosmer. I don't think he's mad at O'Connell or McCarthy, excuse me. I think he's mad probably at whoever's decision it was to go with these people, right? So he kind of just has to do with whatever. He has to deal with it. All right. Maximus. All right, we get to play this, you guys. It's a first down. We got one.
My name is Maximus Decimus Meridius.
That's right.
Commander of the armies of the North.
All right. Let's see if Jefferson can get a pass now. 1st and 10. Vikings they're almost into Seattle territory. Well, Justin Jefferson got a pass there. Uh-oh. Now the frustration's coming out here. The frustration's coming out. Jefferson just shoved the Seattle player. Yeah, he's pissed. He's done. He's over it. If he is not telling his agent to get me the hell out of here, I would be so surprised. I would be shocked. Yeah. Oh, good. Just got home. Okay. Glad you made it home safely, Ryan. Thanks for joining us again. Corey, is Adam even playing? No, he's not playing this game. He's on like the injury report or whatever. I'm not sure why, or he's inactive for this game. But yeah, he's not playing. He's not playing today. No, Adam was a healthy scratch, aka don't ever smirk when you drop a pass in the red zone. Shit. There you go, Ryan. All right. I don't know if you guys can hear Gigi barking. I think she has to go outside. I'm going to go open the door for her and let her out here. Oh my God, you guys, the Vikings made it into Seattle territory. Actually, they were in Seattle territory earlier with the turnover, but. Oh no! Maximus threw another pick! No! You know what, Max? Hey, you know what? It happens. It happens. It does. So, you know what? It happens. Ryan, is that actually what happened, though? I did think that was rather dumb last week, right? Oh, that was too high. That was too high. Let's see. Yeah, the pick six. The defense is standing on their heads minus a couple mistakes. Yeah. Standing on their heads, standing their ground. C-Mac. Somewhere, I'm sure Little Tuna and Spielman, two of the Three Stooges, are laughing at the hot purple mess. 100%. I said that last week and the week before. Zimmer sitting on his ranch, sipping that sarsaparilla, sipping his wine, freaking laughing to himself. Laughing. I miss Zim. I do. But Spielman, I was over him, but hey. I disagree, Ryan. I disagree. He is told who to go get. He is not a football guy. He's not. I mean, I can understand that. And yeah, sure, he does have to take a little bit of accountability. But in my opinion, the complete spotlight, public enemy number one here, I mean, minus ownership, because it's ownership, is Kevin O'Connell. 100%. 100%. 100%. But, you know, and I think that's part of the pushing the buck, you know, pushing the blame. Well, Quizzy, he didn't draft who you wanted, who they wanted, right? And again, we really know. I'm sure he had some hand in it somewhere, but again, he was brought on as a numbers guy, not a football background, not a football guy. So are they just going to bring in a guy that's not a football guy and say, okay, go ahead, you go make the picks? No. You know, I think if he gets canned, it will be, I'll say this, if he is the only one that gets canned, that is so completely off the marker. And if he is the only one that does get canned, Kevin O'Connell's even more of a trickster than we thought. Okay? Because if he is able to save his ass and save his job after all of this mess, I mean, shit. And he's going to start throwing the players under the bus, too. He's going to start throwing them under the bus. Hey, guess what, homie? Part of your decision. You, as the head coach, you got to deal with this mess. But again, in my opinion, it does go back to ownership. It's ownership's problem. It's their problem. I don't know. We'll see. He might not be going anywhere, but that doesn't mean that he doesn't necessarily not want to. Because sometimes you got to just be stuck in a situation that you don't necessarily like, right? I just feel like it's evident to me, like what's going on. What pissed you off, Ryan? I mean, there's a lot to be pissed off about. Thanks, Thanks, Z. Appreciate it. Dude, I don't blame you. I don't blame you. The last 2 weeks have been rough. It's been tough to watch. And it's just, yeah, the dignity and the embarrassment of it all. But it's good to see you. You take care. All right. Let's see, Ryan. Normally the GM is first to go, but at this point, if they both need to go, so be it. Yeah. Right. To your point, it normally is. Yeah. And, thinking back, I just feel like, a lot of that is like, I don't know. I think with like the Spielman situation, he was more of a football guy, right? And more invested and more in that realm, and in that world. That's where I think Kwesi should get a little bit of a longer leash, but they could be a package deal, right? Both of them got to go. Oh, Gigi's playing with her toys. I think she might have to go out. Thomas, what's going on? I actually can somewhat find entertainment on either side of the win column. Like, be really good or really bad are both pretty That's fair. I don't know. The being really bad right now, it's a little tough to watch, right? But take the good, take the bad, all right? The facts of life, right? Isn't that the theme song? All right? And that's why I will say that Vikings fans and fans of organizations that are not doing well are so loyal, and again, almost loyal to their own detriment, right? Because it's like, man, you're loyal to a team. It is something that's giving nothing, but yet there you are, year after year, supporting. And that's why, in my opinion, it goes back to ownership. They're the problem, because they got everybody bamboozled because they're still getting money in their pocket and the team sucks and they're going nowhere and they've never won a big game. Anyway, we could go on and on. The same song and dance, but yeah. And you know what, too? Somebody's going to have to answer for this to the Wilfs. I think Gigi's got to go outside. Oh, man, Judith, right? Yeah, like, can we just be done? Like, forfeit, we're done. I'm going to go let Gigi out quick. And then I'll see what's going on live because I'll look at the TV. You need to go outside? They're showing Justin Jefferson on the sideline looking upset. All right, you need to go out. You need to go outside. You need to go outside. You need to go out. It's not over yet. Okay, it's 2nd and 14 for Seattle. I think Gigi's over this game too. She doesn't actually have to go outside, I guess. She's just sitting there like, are you going to play with me? Is this game done yet? Yeah, that smirk. Right? Is that really why he is not playing today? Yeah, that was, I did not like that. That was not a good look. So I already saw this out in the living room, but now we're getting a shot again of Justin Jefferson on the sideline, towel over his head, just looking not happy. Everybody just not looking happy. How could they be looking happy? It's an embarrassment. I feel bad for him. Okay, Gigi, your fave overlord. I thought our Super Bowl window was wide open, not slammed shut, right? That's the bamboozling they try to do. That's the bamboozling they try to do. They say it just a different way every year. Oh, the pieces are in place. The window's open. Competitive rebuild. However they want to spin it. It's the same song and dance every year. All right, go Buffalo. Beat he who shall not be named. Can't stand him. He needs to be done. Goodbye. Oh, it was a fumble on him too. Oh, that's too bad. We're getting a little, they're showing us other games now. Okay. But yeah, exactly. It was never open, right? It was like, never open. It was just a lie. All right, 3rd and 14. Seattle's taking mercy. They're running the ball. All right. We are now into the 4th quarter, though, you guys. I got to change the bottom here. Thanks, everybody, for hanging out. Appreciate it. It's not as bad as last week, but, you know. And you know what? Again, all things considered for Brosmer, I think it's been okay. Yeah, there's been a couple interceptions. Yes, there was the pick six, but there is absolutely no pressure on him whatsoever. Whatsoever, none. You just got to go out there and do the best you can. Okay? Go out there and do the best you can. A lot of people, I think, were thinking that, he could be like the answer or, like some sort of like savior or whatever. And, I feel bad for those people that are maybe really, really disappointed. Right. But, and I'll say this, him and the little angel McCarthy, it does seem like they are adult enough and, that type of player and person to, yes, they're going to make mistakes, but they're not going to let that hold them back. Right. They're not going to let that get too much in their head. So, all right, Ryan, but look at the players he had passed up on. Hamilton, Watson, Williams, versus those are some pretty big names to just pass on. I'm not a draft expert, so I just have to go with what you guys say. Yeah. And, I don't want to give him absolutely he has to take accountability, some accountability for sure. I just think that people need to remember, again, that he was not brought on with a football background. He came from a business background. He came from a Wall Street background. So it would just be interesting to know, which we're probably never going to know, what the expectations were for him coming in. You need to go do your best and tinker around as best you can to get the players that we want. Or did they give him free reign to go pick who he thought was best? I don't really think the latter, just because, again, he does not come from a football background. But obviously he has people that work with him and things like that. But, I'm not there. I'm not in the rooms. I'm just kind of trying to think of all things considered or whatever, just kind of maybe a different angle from it. But I don't think he shouldn't be held accountable at all, So, but I just think if we're putting the magnifying glass on the public enemy number one here, minus ownership, because you guys all know that, in my opinion, they're the problem. It's got to be the head coach here. I think he's been really just getting a pass, and he's just been able to kind of, be a savant with words. Because I'm sure you guys know those people, or you've met those people where, they could sell ketchup popsicles to somebody with white gloves type of thing, where they're just a savant with their words and how they talk and, using all these big phrases and things and never really actually addressing the issue. And that is my problem with Kevin O'Connell. Again, if he would have taken some accountability and a little piece of humble pie, I wouldn't be so zeroed in on that. But it is what it is, in my opinion, from what I've seen, All right. So we're in the fourth quarter. I just really hope the game's done, it's over, but my gosh, if they could put some points on the board. Big Will hasn't even been out there to try to kick a field goal for the Vikings. Oh God. Oh my God. You guys, it's another pick. But this one I'm not putting on Brosmer. It popped out. Justin Jefferson couldn't hang on. Third interception. I don't put that on him. I don't put that one on him. I don't. I put that, no. That ball was there. Yeah, that ball was there. It was there. It just popped out. Corey, yes, I used to watch The Facts of Life. Great memories. There you go. No, but if that was the reason, I don't give a damn if Adam Thielen is from Minnesota. F him, going to the Ring of Honor and piss off. I wonder what the reason was, though. But yeah, I didn't like that. I didn't like that at all. Last week, no. Dude, the one pass that you get that is right to you, and you drop it, and then you have the audacity I mean, it could have been one of those things where, people smile when they're nervous or, when they're uncomfortable, something like that. But that's not really the personality that we've seen from him in the past. So, yeah, I don't know. You probably just didn't want to go out there and be part of the embarrassment. I mean, yeah, it's too bad. Ryan, also with Kwesi, this team spent the most money, and look at the results with the free agents. That's true. This is the dumbest team I have ever seen, and I remember Les Steckel. Just, again, you guys, for Vikings fans that don't have a backup team, just get one, okay? Just get one. Just get one. And, yeah, it's just unfortunate, and you know what? Sam Darnold, he's probably like, hey, you didn't want me? I don't need you. I don't need you. Kevin O'Connell, I mean, you wonder what Sam Darnold's thinking too. Like when he's really thinking, like, oh, well, Kevin O'Connell was able to elevate. No. Yeah. That's another lie. That's another lie and smoke and mirror show, whoever Kevin O'Connell's people are, He sends his little pigeons out, whatever, to do his work, do his bidding. Yeah. All right, let's see what Cousin Mark says. I think he texts. Cousin Mark says, this is almost funny, but it's not. Right. I mean, like, and they just keep panning to Justin Jefferson here. And you know what? Maybe this is Justin Jefferson's way of making a statement, but he's a little bit more silent about it. Where Stephon Diggs, right, was kind of flashy, like outbursting on the sideline, where they're just going to pan to Justin Jefferson and just sad sack. Like, I mean, it speaks for itself. Seattle's running the ball. I mean, whew, man. Corey, you got to go to work? All right. Well, Jazzy Jade, I have to head to 3M. Yeah, it was good catching up. Thanks for hanging out, Corey. It's always good to see you. If your Pats beat the Giants Monday night, they will be 11-2. Wow! Holy crap! Wow! Holy crap! I did not know their record was that good. Going into their bye, best record in the league. See how it goes. Take care. Wow! I did not realize they had that great of a record, Corey. Kudos to your team. You take care, too. Always good to see you. Talk to you, Corey. All right, we'll see you on the flip side. 2nd and 2 for Seattle. Vikings defense still trying to hold in there. They're still trying to hold it down. All right. And seriously, it could have been a lot worse, you guys. It could have been a lot worse. And yeah, the 0 points. Because again, I'm pretty sure, wasn't the only time they got in the end zone on the pick six for Seattle? It's been all field goals otherwise, right? Am I forgetting one? Because they have not been in the end zone otherwise, right? All right, Vikings defense managed to stop them on the 3rd and 1. It's going to be 4th and 1. Are they going to have mercy? I think they better punt. And it's like 2. Yeah, I mean, Kevin O'Connell, dude, what are you doing over there? I just feel bad for I feel bad for everybody. Everybody. I really honestly do, because this is just too bad. Yeah. Oh man, they're that close. Holy shit, you guys. I totally thought Seattle was in their own oh god. They're going for another field goal. Ah! All right. This is true, Judith. Very true. Money can't buy you love. And then the word of Countess Luann, money can't buy you class either. And I mean, a lot of people have said this, but Bob Marley too, money can't buy happiness, right? Yeah. Because that's another thing too. That's another like excuse that you hear, right? For like, there's like Justin Jefferson being unhappy. Well, he's being paid, so and so amount. Right. But again, to do this point, that doesn't mean that he's happy about it. Right. yes, making all this money, but at the expense of what, right? So, and I bet if we were to ask Justin Jefferson, I mean, this is just a guess, just a hunch. I don't know. Maybe I could be wrong. Like, if, you know, the offer would be you have less money, like cut in half. Let's say salary cut in half, but you can go to a winning team. I bet he would take it. All right, 4th and 1. They're going for it. They're faking the run, and they get it. Pass complete. First down. Byron Murphy Jr. with the tackle there. I don't see any Vikings fans there, you guys. I don't see any Vikings fans at all. Brian Flores might leave KOC buried next to Jimi Hendrix after he kicks his ass after the game. Yeah. I mean, you wonder, too, what the relationship is there. And it's just like, I mean, Kevin O'Connell, you lost the offense. I mean, they probably have respect just because he is the head coach, right? But, man, yeah. The zero accountability is what does it for me. And, yeah, I mean, just so many things that I already touched on. It just, we don't have to keep going over the same thing over and over again. But public enemy number one is ownership. But, you know, oh, Buffalo, they're up 16-7 over the Steelers. Hee hee. Oh, man. 9:25 left to go, you guys, in the fourth. They just keep panning over to the Vikings sideline. Oh. You guys hear Gigi's squeaker toy? She's like, oh, no, touchdown. Ah. All right. Charbonnet? Zach Charbonnet? Is that how you say his last name? It looks like it's French. 25-0 currently. Yikes. Man. I said Seattle by 5 points. More like 25. But again, you guys, back to the planetary pregame earlier, I did mention there was a blowout potential that I saw. I said 40 points that I was seeing. But I mean, 25, that's right. That's only 15 now, 14 away from 40. 26-0, you guys. This is tough. Again, thanks for hanging out with me. Appreciate it. But, I mean, how many more games do we have to go here? Now we're starting to look at the schedule. Let's see. Let me pull that up. I'm going to go see if Gigi's got to go outside again. I think she's just playing with her squeaker toy, though. All right, so there's, after today, 5 games left. Next Sunday, the football team. Then, America's team, the Cowboys, Giants, Lions, and then the evil to the east. Whew. Man, oh man. Yeah, and you wonder if there would be any sort of like competition for, you know, Brian Flores to try to get the head coaching spot here. Because I was actually surprised that he did come back another year, but maybe because, you know, he couldn't get a head coaching job elsewhere. But, man. And the team, they have a little bit of a longer ride home. Oh, man. And, you know, too, with how the Wilfs operate, how they never want to be losers, right? But it's like, well, look what happened. So, obviously it goes on them, but to them, they're going to say, hey, what happened here? Okay? How did we get here? All right? We were told otherwise. And now we find ourselves here. So, yeah, 406, 5 more games. Oh, God. That's right. Oh, shoot, you guys, too. Actually, on this topic, I am going to be changing my schedule, my streaming schedule, because I'm taking a class, so that there's meetings on Sundays from 11 my time until noon. So I'll be doing the planetary pregame still, but I'll have to decide if I want to do it like before. I might start doing it on Saturdays and then come on afterward. But yeah, that starts next week, actually. I was going to mention that earlier. I totally forgot, but that makes me think of it. And, you know, now Vikings players are pushing Seattle players, and they're getting frustrated. Also, this is miserable. It is terrible. And I don't know, you guys. Like, I don't know what's worse, this or last week. This or last week. I don't know. It's pretty bad. Pretty bad. But I don't think any of this blame whatsoever on the game today should go on Brosmer. I don't think so at all. Yeah, especially the pick six. He should have just taken the L. Just take the sack. Just go down with the ship. Okay? But other than that, again, undrafted rookie starting his first NFL game. He's been able to again, I got to stop saying all things considered, but if we're looking at, you know, everything here, he's just doing the best he can with what he's got, right? I did think he'd play a little bit better just because the astrology of it all. And again, he's having his Mars return. So, you know, there is that. But, I mean, could be worse, right? Could be 40-0. All right, Jordan Mason with a run here. It's going to be good for a first down. Man, it would just be nice if they could get some points, but 406, the Wolves aren't firing anybody. They're clowns. They're the main problem. They're public enemy number one. Yeah, because again, I kind of went off on this earlier, but as long as people are going to the games, money in their pocket, so they're still winning, you know? Now Jordan Mason's going down here with an injury. It goes from bad to worse. Whew, starting to yawn now. It's only 5:30. This is almost funny, but it's not. Oh, God. I know. Jade, your grandpa is in heaven doing a face palm for you. Yeah, for real. Yeah, it's his birthday today, too. This would have been a situation where he pulled up took his feet down from the recliner, throws his headphones on the ground, and goes out to the barn or goes out to his shop. He would have done that probably in the third quarter. He would have said something to the likes of, this is horse shit. This is fucking horse shit. God damn it. Thrown down, his earphones, went out to the barn, went out to his shop. Hopefully he's doing something more fun, right? God. But yeah, this is 100% worse. There's no positives. Well, that is true. That's sad that we're getting to this point where it's like, okay, what's worse, this week or last week? All right, Brosmer, he's got to 100 yards. 3 interceptions. I think one of those was not on him. But yeah, just overall, I honestly thought that he would play better. Just with the astrology that I was able to find about him. But I will say it is still just so fitting with his astrology that I was able to find and look at that he ended up starting today. I mean, it's just like, again, it was just kind of like all written in the stars. So that's just wild. Yeah, just again, if you're interested, you can go back to the beginning of the stream where I was talking about that more. But 3 interceptions for Maximus. One of those, again, I don't think was on him, but it is what it is. What do you think are the chances we lose Jets after this year? Oh, shoot. That's kind of something we've been talking about a little bit today, too. I mean, 90%? 90? Unless they're able to say, oh, there's another drop pass. That was right to Addison. Hang on to the ball. All right. 3rd and 6. 7:21 to go in the 4th, you guys. But, again, Max, everything that's happened, everything that's gone down today, having to kind of big situation here. Playing in Seattle, tough place to play. You're playing a team that's 8-3. That's got some history with the former quarterback. I mean, stepping up for a situation you didn't necessarily expect. So I'm gonna give him some credit here. And pass complete to Jordan Addison. But yeah, I mean, I think the Vikings should trade Jefferson. I think they should get something for him while he's really at his peak. And just as a fan of him as a player, it's hard to watch. Like that unhappy with the situation. Where again, you could just have so much potential. But yeah, we'll see what happens. We'll see where the chips fall. All right, are they actually going to get in the end zone? Come on, Mason, get in there, dude. All right. They're on their way, you guys. Fourth quarter. We can almost put some points on the board. All right. 406, last week was worse. The Vikings didn't put all their eggs in the Brosmer basket. That's a very good point. Yep. They put all the eggs in McCarthy basket. Exactly. They made their bed, freaking lie in it. Lie in the flea-infested sheets, okay, that you decided to put on the bed. It's just, yeah. Yeah. I feel bad for the players because it's embarrassing, but yeah, that's what ownership decided to do. That's what the organization decided to do. You're going to go all in. Oh, we got a flag. It's on the Vikings. Damn it. 3 steps forward, 2 steps back. You decide to go all in on a kid, never played a real NFL game before, coming off of an injury, coming from college, coming from a place where it wasn't pass the ball first per se. And also on top of everything, expecting his first child at the same time. You put that kid in an Instant Pot, all right? You put that kid in a freaking pressure cooker. What do you expect? But they took a chance and they gambled on it. Okay, they went all in. And this is the result. That's a risk. So, but again, am I completely surprised by that? No, not at all. Not at all. Ryan, this might piss people off, but they're not much better off with Brosmer. I don't think that would piss people off, Ryan. No. And I mean, he wasn't, to 406's point, they didn't go all in on Brosmer, right? So he's just doing the best that he can. Currently, he's 17 for 27, 111 yards, 3 interceptions. One of those I don't think was his, but, yes, it could be worse, but, I feel bad for people that really believed that he could be the answer, right? He could be some sort of like savior situation here, because really where the Vikings are right now, there is really no saving it, right? There's no saving it. There's no saving this season. They're not going anywhere. They have to go through the motions right now, And I think a huge thing for the fans to try to get real change going on here, don't go to the games. Oh no, Brosmer just threw another pick. You guys, I'm shocked it's been this bad. I will say that. I'm shocked. Oh, ball came out. They might have saved it. Vikings fell on it. I think he was looking for Addison there. All right, Vikings recovered. All right, so we can't count that one. We're not going to count that one. What a circus. Oh, my God. Ah! All right, who was the intended receiver? Naylor or Addison? Damn it. Okay, intended receiver was Addison. Ball was intercepted. And then ball came out. And it looks like Jalen Naylor fell on it. Circus. It's getting kooky out there, you guys. It's getting kooky. 0% the team has control over Jefferson. Well, I mean, that's good for him then. That's good for him. All right. 1st and 10, Minnesota. Max, make up for it. Oh, God. Now after that, Kevin O'Connell's not going to let him throw the ball again. Okay, quit with the penalties. The game's over. Like, quit with the penalties, all right? We're done. Grim, hey, Dollface, quick check-in while I'm switching trailers. A counter has been countered to the hated tush push. It's called the peanut punch. They tried it on us and we stripped the ball. I like that better. Oh, I hate that name. Tush push is so stupid. It's like you can't say but, right? People are weird about saying but, too. Like, you're tush. Like, what are you, 3 years old? Not you, but glad you made it to your destination. Hope everything continues to go well. Thanks for checking in. God. Let's see. The Vikes will have a good draft position, but Quasi the Wolves could possibly F it up. Anything's possible. All right. Brosmer, we might not get another opportunity. They did let him throw again, so is a completion to Hawkinson.
My name is Maximus Decimus Meridius.
Okay.
Commander of the Army.
I'm sorry, but how are the Vikings in the hunt for the playoff picture? Are you freaking kidding me? And look who's behind them, the Falcons? No, there's no playoff potential. In the hunt, get out of here. Don't chastise us with this playoff picture shenanigans. No, get out of here. They are. Like, it started off okay. The game was like, all right, a couple of flags here and there, right? It'll happen. But I feel like now, second quarter, like, flag. Boom. There you go. Boom. Pew. Pew. I saw Sam Darnold smirking over there, you guys. He's smirking. He's like, thank God I'm not over there. He's probably going to go to Justin Jefferson when they go shake hands or whatever, and he's going to say, hey, try to come to Seattle. Try to come here. Make it happen. I got your back. Yeah, this game is on something. Yeah, it's on something for sure. Man, oh, you guys, I do happen to see a couple of Vikings fans there that are actually still there. Wow, kudos to them. No, Maxie, get out of there. All right, at least he didn't try to throw it. 2nd and 13, it was a sack. Don't do my Maximus like that. 118 yards, 4 interceptions. I said at the beginning of this stream, I would be shocked if Brosmer did not play well. I mean, the 4 interceptions is a little shocking in my opinion, but I still just do not, there was no pressure on him at all. You go out there and you do the best you can. And considering, I have to stop saying considering, you guys. I know I've said it probably 100 times. All right, Justin Jefferson. You catch a pass. Gets to the 40. Oh, God, it's just uncomfortable, you guys. You can just, it's just the energy is just, you can feel it. Oh. You know what? Man, poor Ben Lieber. He's going to have to go in there and try to, and anybody that's going to have to go try to talk to some of them after the game today. I wish you luck, Ben. All right. 4th and 14, they're going for it. Why not? Throw it in the end zone, Max. Oh, no, they sacked him. Damn it. Man. Yeah. And you know what? If Kevin O'Connell makes excuses for this, they're going to come. It's just, at this point, any sort of excuse other than, any excuses, I don't want to hear it. Until they take accountability for this shitstorm. And again, what we've been saying this whole time, they put all their eggs in that basket, and this is what you got to deal with. They made their bed. Now you're lying in it. All right? Shit, really? Since 2007. Mike Zimmer never let this happen. Did he? Nope. Yeah, I think the time of Kevin O'Connell sliding under the radar, that's done. It's over. Anybody from ownership, the Wilfs, anybody, Vikings organization watching this, public enemy number one. If we're looking at the puppets, okay? And again, that's coaches. I mean, no more excuses at all, because ownership's not going to change unless they decide, oh, we're going to sell the team. They're not going to do that, okay? It's just done. It's done. It's done. It's done. Sam Darnold's not even playing anymore. They're taking mercy. Oh, man. And if I was Sam Darnold on the inside, I would just be like, he stuck it to him. He didn't play all that well, but the team as a whole that he is the quarterback of shut his former team out 26-0. The team that did not want him. He wanted to stay here, allegedly, supposedly. No, we don't want you. Yeah, it's just, I'm going to go let Gigi outside. I got to do a little bit of a shoveling. I really don't want to, but, Brosmer's getting a little support here on the side, and I just, this is not on Brosmer at all. We're at the 2-minute warning. All right, we made it, you guys. 2-minute warning. All right. I'm going to text Cousin Mark back. He said, this is almost funny, but it's not. I said, exactly. Ugh. Tough. Whew. I'm going to go listen to everybody's post game afterwards while I do some shoveling, while I let Gigi outside, play with her a little bit. And, yeah, I just, back to the astrology chart, you guys. I did say a blowout. I didn't say 26-0. I said potentially 40, but yeah, I mean, getting 0 points, that's pretty much a blowout, no matter how you put it, unless it's like 3-0 or something. But, and again, my pick was Seattle by 5. Closer. I was wrong there, but, and you know what? Yeah, you guys can go back if you want, but that was my prediction today, was Seattle to win by 5. Not 25, not 26, but I'm going to go back because, again, I'm still trying to get the point thing figured out. I mean, it's one thing to get the winner or the loser from the astrology chart. That's already hard enough, but I'm still really trying to figure out what's going to give me what it is in the chart that's going to give me the point spread. So, but I'm always learning there with that. So, and the astrology, again, that I found of Max Brosmer, he's having his Mars return today. Mars is associated with sports and athletics. So it's just just crazy how it was written in the stars that he was starting today. And I really did expect him to play better. I didn't think there would be this many interceptions. And I thought that he would at least, be able to kind of get the team at least within scoring here and do that. But I don't put this loss on him by any means. But overall, I am a little surprised he's not playing better. Oh my God, they're showing a Vikings fan who fell asleep. You guys. Shoot. 406, I wanted Sam to stay. I know how terrible this franchise is at finding and developing quarterbacks. Yeah, they had an opportunity, right? And they shit the bed. Yeah. So, but I'm cheering for him, definitely supporting Sam for sure. And, I'm supporting Brosmer, just doing the best he can with the situation that he has. And still with the Angel, too. I think there's definitely some throws in there from today, from Max, that pick 6 that he should not have thrown that, just take the sack. And, even with the little angel, the little cherub, so many times where it's like, yes, dude, you shouldn't have thrown that. You should have gotten rid of it. Should have used your twinkle toes, but I don't think McCarthy was set up to be successful. And I just think it's going to really take some time for him to develop, and that's not, that's his fault, but it's not his fault, if that makes sense. All right, so let's see if Miles Price can run it back. We got a minute left, you guys. A minute left. Oh, man. Miles is way too timid now. He's like, I'm not going to go anywhere near that ball. Ryan, you know what? After how fans treated JJ after 6 starts, the Vikings deserve this. Well, yeah, that's a take on it for sure. Yeah, a lot of people are very quick to, feed somebody to the wolves, right? And 6 games. Again, coming off an injury, having your first kid. It's a lot. A lot. It's a lot. And I think down the line, a few years to come, it'll happen. But it's just going to take a while. Oh, they're showing Darnie. He's smirking over there. Good for you, Sam. You got out. You got out, dude. You got out of it. All right, they're just going to run the clock out here. That was Scott, it looks like, with the run. They just keep panning over to Sam Darnold, talking to his head coach. Mike McDonald, I think his name is. I think that's the head coach, yeah. So, yeah. They're going to move to 9-3. Vikings are going to move to 4-8. 2nd-1 for Minnesota. I appreciate everybody hanging out, though, today, whether you stopped by, whether you've been here the whole time. Appreciate you. 406. The only positive thing about being a fan of this team is one day we will all be dead and the Minnesota Vikings will still have never won a Super Bowl. Wait. Shit. You guys? Oh, that wasn't the head coach. My bad. It must have been, was that Clint Kubiak? Wait a minute. Oh, there's Adam Thielen. You guys, it's over. It's done. All right, it's done. Ooh. Yeah. It's done. They cut to commercial. They showed Justin Jefferson, and they were like, all right, we're out of here. We're out of here. All right, now we can listen to all the excuses. All right, all the excuses. 406. Ryan, I'm not going to crap on Max, but all I heard was, he's going to do so much better than JJ. Sorry, what a gutless performance. Yeah, I mean, I thought he'd play better too. I did think he was going to play better based on the astrology that I saw of his, but I mean, I don't put any of this on him whatsoever. I mean, no. And it's just a bummer that they got 0 points, but it is what it is. They got to deal with it. And again, they made their bed with flea-infested sheets. So there's an outbreak, all right? So anyway, all right. I just looked at the clock. It's been 3 hours, 33 minutes, and 33 seconds. Vikings lose 26-0. That's our Darnie, all right? And Vikings got a lot of cleanup to do here, people. So we'll see what happens. But I appreciate everybody for being here. Appreciate yous. All right. Swerve. I know. So we'll see what they have to say now. I'm sure there's not going to be a lot to say. And I have next week we'll have to figure out. I'll probably do Planetary pregame Saturday and then pop on maybe Sunday after my class, because again, it's from 11 to noon. So, but hopefully I'll see you guys before then. And Timberwolves play tonight, so maybe they can get a win for Minnesota. But all right, everybody, I appreciate all you. I think I gotta go let Gigi out. I think she's ready. But thanks for being here. You guys keep me company through all the mayhem. But until next time, everybody, be good, stay safe, take care. All right, everybody.